Okay, we're bringing it straight to you. Welcome to a Friday night live stream. I'm your host, Mac, from Mac Movie Reviews. Hope everyone is doing good this fine Friday night. We are live tonight on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So all three families say hello to each other, get acquaintance, get settled in, whatever you want to do. We got a good night for you. I'm not joining here by myself. I'm joining here as usual with my two co-hosts, Dom and Rod. Dom from Talking TV Podcast and Rod from the Cinema Gallery. Today's live stream, we're going to be kicking off the new year. Happy New Year, everyone. We're going to be talking about the worst films of 2025, bad films. So we're not going to do a top 10. We've done our top 10 lists and everything like that. We kind of want to do like more of a general discussion. So we'll talk about some of the ones that are maybe the ones that were under the radar, bad picks, and then we'll talk about the ones that are the more well-known ones. But yeah, I'm super excited for this live stream. And also with this live stream, there was alcohol. Good old Jack Daniels is with me tonight because we're talking about the creme de la shit tonight. So we are excited to go. So we are just waiting for the guests here. But how is everyone doing so far? We are pretty much first week done in 2026. How's everyone doing? Has anyone broken their resolutions yet? I didn't do any resolutions this year. I kind of did more of a inspired by my friend. Her name's Gabby. She told me about like they do like a board for a New Year's board. So I kind of did that myself with that. So I have different goals I want to hit for this year, both professionally and personally. But that's kind of just either there and such like that. But in the meantime, as we are still waiting for our homies to join, I will get the word out that we are live as well too. I want to give a quick thank you as well too because the channel Mac Movie Reviews has been blowing up lately. Let's go here to our YouTube channel. I will share the screen right now in a bit. We have been blowing up. We are getting subscribers. We are up to 925 as I bring this here closer. All right. Oh, hold up. Let's move this over here. Here we go. And let's blow this up. Awesome. So far we are up to 925 subscribers. We were at 922 at the end of last year. We've gone up by 3. Some of the recent videos have been killing it lately with the top 10 best films, the top 10 worst films, the Christmas tier list that we did, or movie tournament me and Rod did, and then the Powerpuff Girls Twas the Fight Before Christmas flashback. Those have been some good sellers. So big thank you to everyone who's been tuning in and watching the videos. I do have a goal for 1,000 subscribers that I want to do a script read live on stream by myself or with somebody. So I'm pretty excited for that, to do that. That would be pretty fun. But we are here. I believe we have our homies are here. Let me see where they at. I think they are joined. Come on, where is it? I just had him here, but okay. But all right, let's see here. All right, here we go. Worst of 2025. All right. And I'll bring up the YouTube for it as well so we can have that for the side piece. Just in case we have to play any clips from certain movies that I know are going to be really, really bad. Let's see here. As we wait for them as well too, I will change the background. Nah, that's better. I will get the word out on Instagram that we are live too, just in case that people may not know that we are officially live right now. So, also another thing too, I guess to probably say, the first couple of reviews for 2026 was going to be posted. For this coming weekend, I'm going to be seeing Greenfield Migration tomorrow. So that review will be up tomorrow or Sunday. Monday, I'll be seeing Primate, which I'm really excited to see because that looks genuinely like kind of that looks like a funny movie, man. That's just Cujo with a giant monkey, and that looks hilarious. And then next Thursday, I'll be seeing 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, which I've been hearing good things about so far. So hopefully that won't disappoint with that. We're definitely heading some right tracks because Primate's been getting some interesting reviews so far. Hello, Diva Queen of Drag. Welcome to the stream. Hope your 2025 is going well. Let's see here. Just getting the word out. We were live. Still waiting for my co-host a bit. I know they're just wrapping some stuff up. Sure, we are good to go. All right, perfect. So we're still just making sure we're testing the streams out, that we're good everywhere else, that everyone is viewing us on this fine Friday night. Here we go. All right. Okie dokie. I'll tell you this right here. In the meantime, we'll probably do this. Let's talk about some anticipated films this year. So we got a lot of films coming out in 2026 that look really, really good. Some of the ones that I'm excited for. The new Scream movie looks interesting. I'm excited to see what they're going to do, bringing back Neff Campbell after Melissa Barrera got fired and Jenna Ortega left, and we have a new director with Kevin Williamson, who wrote the original Scream movies. He's coming back to direct it, so that should be very interesting with that. Um, I can't. Another movie I'm excited to see is The Strangers Chapter 3. The new Strangers trilogy has been just an absolute shit show, and I'm so excited to see what they'll do for the new Strangers movie. It's gonna look so. Oh my god, I can't wait! I can't wait for the Strangers movies. Another movie that I'm excited to is the new Christopher Nolan movie, The Odyssey. That looks good as well too. I think the same month we have Spider-Man: Brand New Day. That looks good as well too. And then we got Doomsday this coming December with these leaked trailers, man. These leaked trailers, man, they are so good. Like, well, the first one with the Steve Rogers one, it was all right, but the Thor one was pretty good. But I think my favorite out of the bunch we've had so far probably is the Cyclops one, because look at this. This is just legendary stuff right here. Like, this Cyclops looks so good. Like, if they're gonna do Cyclops with like justice like this, I'm excited to see what it's going to look like, because James. Do you know what movie? No, what movie did use the term "Merry New Year"? That is an interesting quote. What's some interesting trivia, please? Um, I'm excited because I'm a big fan of X Men. If you have not seen the X Men '97 series on Disney Plus, I highly suggest you watch it. Um, if this is what we're gonna do, we're finally gonna get comic accurate, like, Cyclops movie. I am 100% accurate. And for people who do not know, like, why Cyclops is considered the GOAT, like, hold up. I'm going to pull up Cyclops. There is a comic panel where he is fighting a sentinel outside of the X-Men's mansion, and all he says is, "I want this thing out off my lawn." And this shows you, like, how much of a badass he is. Like, look at this shit. Like, this is who we want in Doomsday. And I think this man agrees. This is who we want in Doomsday. It's our boy Rod. Rod, what's going on, man?
Mac, you made me so happy. I come on here. I got my beverage here. Not gonna say what the beverage is, but I got a beverage here, and you're talking about Avengers. I'm. This is why we're such good friends, Mac. You coming on here talking about Avengers, not talking about this other nonsense. Talking about the important things in life. Doomsday.
Yeah, I am excited.
No, how great was that teaser, man? How great was that X-Men teaser?
I was just saying, like, out of the teasers we've had, I think that's the best one because, first of all, we haven't seen, like, him since, like, 2006 or no 2014 when he came back for Days of Future Past.
For
But to
5 seconds.
see him in this comic accurate form, and the Russo brothers, like, okay, he's gotten some respects thanks to X-Men '97 coming out last year. And I'm like, it's moments like these, and even Logan says in the comic strip, it's like, I don't forget that you're in charge. That's why you're in charge, because he's a badass. Like, dude, he is a absolute badass. But Rod, what's up, man? How you been? How's your New Year's been?
So far, it's been good, Mac. It's been solid. Just working and getting back in the groove of things. Actually, funny enough, we Ben and I got started doing our podcast again this week. Recorded our first episode of 26 this year.
Uh-huh.
So we got our best of 2025 coming out tomorrow,
Ooh.
actually, which was a lot of fun to record, and we got some other stuff coming up. But speaking of Doomsday, Mac, I'm going to shamelessly plug something that we're doing over on the podcast this year, if you don't mind. If you
Go
don't
ahead.
mind, Mac.
No,
Okay.
go ahead. You are more than welcome.
Well, because you're a part of it, though. You are a
This
part
is
of it.
true.
We're doing one episode a month. We are covering a different era of Marvel, not just MCU, but Marvel in general. And we got our first episode coming out in 2 weeks, covering pre 2008. So basically, before every Marvel movie that came out before the MCU started. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. I actually, Mac, went back and rewatched Ben Affleck's Daredevil, the director's cut. Oh, dude, that movie is
Wake me up inside, can't wake me up and save me.
Mac. I want you to go back and just watch the opening of that movie. It gave me a headache because I was like, when did Daredevil become Spider Man? He is like swinging around
Listen,
the
this was
city.
2003. It was the style of the time. And this is what, listen, I'm still like weirded out with that Daredevil movie of like, what made them be like, you know what, give Jennifer Garner her own spin off movie as Elektra. People will eat this shit up.
Yeah, look how that turned out.
I was like,
Hey,
oh, okay, like,
hey, it gave us
maybe.
one thing though, Mac. It gave us one thing. Michael Clark Duncan was a great kingpin.
He
I will
was.
give. Yeah, he was a great kingpin.
What you think about Colin Farrell as Bullseye?
Next, next.
Mama, this is Mama Mac. This is that diva queen. She says that I hated Daredevil. This is true. Yes, not the Netflix one. The Netflix is good, but the
Really?
yeah,
Okay.
that movie is just so like, you want to talk about terms like of its time. Daredevil was like the most 2003 movie I've ever seen in my life. If you just look at the
Absolutely.
soundtrack, the my mom laughed downstairs. She agrees.
Oh.
Um, it's like the wire stunts, the slow
Mhm.
motion, the punk rock new metal soundtrack. It's generally like, oh god, no, like it is weird because that could have killed Daredevil, but thank God the Netflix show like saved him.
Well, that first season of of Daredevil's or Daredevil on Netflix was bad, Mac. We probably would never see the character ever again.
This is true.
You know, it's like it'd be like Blade. Even, I don't know if you know what happened to Blade this week, Mac, but that
Oh,
got
the
that
rumor. Hold up a second. Let's pull that up. So we got
got.
some Blade. As we waited for our homie not Blade. As we had, um, as we wait for our homie
What's his name
Dom to
again?
join the
Dom.
stream. He
Yeah.
should be here today. He's finished up some food here. There's a Marvel rumor. The rumor: Blade's fucking dead. So the rumor is that Blade has reportedly been canceled. They're not doing it, and that they've replaced it with maybe the Midnight Suns, which we originally was gonna do. So they kind of
Okay.
just did a full circle.
Yeah, this came from Jeff Snyder, who I don't trust all the time, but I do trust him sometimes. And he when he said when this came out, Mac, I was like, I don't know. The more I thought about it, though, Mac, I mean, Mahershala Ali has been in another franchise already.
Jurassic World.
He has been in another franchise. He's done other films. I don't know where the passion is to do this anymore, to do this Blade film anymore. I don't even know if Marvel even has the heart to really want to do it anymore. I think this is a good thing though for Marvel. Instead of forcing it upon us, Mac, they're like, you know what, it's not working. Let's just go ahead and scrap it, and let's find a way to interject him into the Midnight Suns. Which I still don't know, Mac, if that's the right thing to do at this point in Marvel. Is a Midnight Suns project. But if they have a plan for it, we'll see. But I don't know. Midnight Suns. I mean, I would be excited for it, but it's like they haven't even really introduced most of the line. We don't even know who our ghostwriter is right now.
It's Ryan
So
Gosling. What are you thinking?
yeah, okay.
No, I'm sorry. It's Norman Reedus.
Honestly, 10 years ago I would have been on board with that. 10 years ago, Mac, I would have been on board with that. I'm not on board with that anymore. I'm all Norman Reedus out from The Walking Dead. I'm
So
all I'm all out.
for people who do not know the Midnight Suns, the team usually consists. It's a team formed by Doctor Strange. They're
Uh-huh.
like supernatural entities. So we mentioned two of them, Blade and Ghost Rider, but also it has
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight and Morbius. So that would be like, hey, Jared Leto, do you want to come on a team?
I think it has something to do with that Spider Man.
Oh my god, you know what's funny? Actually, I rewatched Morbius the other night just for shits and giggles, and that last scene of like that after credit scene, I'm still confused of what the hell they were thinking about that. It's like, oh, Michael Morbius, we really should team up or we should talk. It's just like it's so awkward because you can tell this is not like Michael Keaton at all, and B, he's just in his hotel room, like just making fun.
Doc. I've been reading about you.
I'm listening.
I'm not sure how I got here. Has to do with Spider-Man, I think. I'm still figuring this place out, but I think a bunch of guys like us should
Team up.
Could do some good.
Right, Dom? A bunch of us guys. Dom is in here. Dom. A bunch of us guys should just team up, right, Dom?
Time that better myself, guys. Oh man, what's going on? Sorry, fashionably late as I always am, but the deli was taking fucking forever with getting my food ready. Mac, my question as always is, what the fuck are we doing talking about movies from 4 years ago? I thought we were talking about movies from 2025, not 2022. We're out of the pandemic era, man. Come on.
We were talking about Blade being possibly canceled. We were mentioning the Midnight
Blade's
Sun.
never happening. I refuse to believe for a second that movie is happening.
And like,
amen.
We mentioned Morbius, and I said I remember that post-credit scene, and I remember like the trailer when he's like, "Hey, Mark, how Michael Morbius?"
I tried to forget it, but hard as I try, I can't.
What do you think is like a more useless post-credit scene? That scene or like the one in Eternals with Blade, where he's like, "Are you sure you're ready for that, Mr. Whitman?"
Well, okay, so here's the thing. You got to take the context in which the movies came out, right? Because 2021, we were right out of the pandemic. You know, we still had some hope. We still had some bright flashes in our eyes. You know, Shang-Chi and Eternals and Black Widow came out that year. We were all like, okay, like this isn't the Marvel that we're used to, but like it's just good to have some Marvel content back. And if I'm not mistaken, that Blade post-credits, first of all, we didn't even actually see him. We only heard Mahershala Ali's voice. And it was mostly centered on Kit Harington's character, the Black Knight, ironically enough. And what's it called? And
no more Morbius, please.
At the very least, like, Marvel can be forgiven for trying to hype up a scene before knowing, obviously, all the pitfalls that would happen over the next couple of years. Versus Sony. Sony should fucking know better. Sony should have known better then. Sony should have known better. They should have learned from the Amazing Spider-Man 2 incident and all the fallout that happened from that. They didn't. Venom making $1 billion made them way too confident, like way too confident. And like, oh yeah, we're Marvel. We can do what Marvel does. We're just gonna stick a post-credit scene on. It's not gonna make any sense. We're not gonna explain how this is gonna tie in any way. So, given those two, I'm more forgiving of Eternals, because again, they had a plan and then the plans got wrecked. Versus Sony, which as per usual has no plan at all. They're just literally throwing shit against the wall.
Maybe there's a live stream in the future. We just talk about all the Venom versus Sony movies, just like what the fuck happened.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it because it's always easy to take shots at those.
I know Rod's favorite's Madam Web, so we have to leave that one alone. We have to skip that one.
The greatest anti-movie
of our time.
You single-handedly coined that. Like that's the greatest thing.
That's my trademark. Damn it. But fellas, we are united here. As guys like us, we're teaming up tonight as we talk about some of the worst movies of 2025. And instead of doing a top 10 list, because top 10 lists are boring, we're not Watch Mojo, as I just posted the top 10 list yesterday.
Hey, I take offense to that, as I just posted my top 10 favorite TV shows of the year. I take offense to that, good sir.
You're a cool guy. You're not a Canadian. Wow, that sounded out of context.
Wow,
cut that out.
Back. Come on.
Oh,
hold up. Before we go, Dom, what was on that list? I'm curious what was on that list.
What, my top 10 TV shows?
Yeah, what was on that list?
Well, I mean, you're going to have to watch the video in order to find out.
Oh!
You see, I helped you. See, I'm helping you.
True, true. That is, you know what? I'll give you credit. I also wanted to show off, guys. I got some new merch. That's right. Talking TV merch is officially available. I got my X-Men 97 officially branded sports jacket that I have literally worn every single day since my brother got it for me for Christmas. Literally, I have not washed this for, how long has it been since Christmas? 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. Yeah. So yeah, I'm good to go tonight. I got my two small beers. I'm rolling a joint. I am ready to have a good time tonight.
Well, just so you know what I'm drinking, I told everyone earlier.
Oh no! Oh no! Not the Jack Honey!
Oh,
not the Jack Honey!
This is already. I'm just finishing this off tonight, so I have water though, so I'll be good. So
no, you won't. No, you won't.
We're talking about some bad movies. You're gonna need at least 3.
I will say so. Like starting off with the conversation, I feel like 2025 had less worse movies than 2024, but I feel like the thing that made a difference is that 2025 had more, like, high profile failures in 2024. Like when something failed or something was shit, it was more known. And I guess I'll start with like one that I think that people didn't talk about enough as I go through the list of the year. Once again, if you're tuning in, we're going to be talking about the worst movies of 2025. I'll go with one that I think that was very underrated, and that's actually Star Trek Section 31.
That was a movie?
Yes, it was. It was on Paramount Plus.
Well, that explains it.
It was up.
So, Sheridan, it's on Paramount Plus. I ain't watching it.
I love Star Trek, and like what I've seen over the years, like since the J.J. Abrams movies, I've seen a continuing like downturn of the series. Like I hate Discovery, I hate Lower Decks, I hate Picard because it sucked, and then this one was just like, hey, we have Michelle Yeoh back from Deep Space Nine. It's like this is universally been claimed like the worst Star Trek project ever, like of all time.
Wait, I'm confused. Didn't they kill Michelle Yeoh off in the pilot of Discovery?
No, she's alive.
Okay.
Don't ask questions.
Don't watch Star Trek.
Don't ask questions.
You're just giving me even more reasons as to why I don't watch Star Trek.
But that
years ago,
I didn't like that. That was like the reason that came out like January, and I kind of like I feel like the one movie in January that everyone was like shitting on was like, what was it, Wolfman? That's like how Wolfman took the brunt of that. Although I don't think Wolfman was that bad.
I liked Wolfman. I did. I
did not.
I think I liked it because I liked the body horror aspect of it. Because when I mentioned it in my video, I said like I thought it was good the way that it would switch between when he was transforming to wolf, he could understand his wife. I thought, okay, that is an interesting concept right there. I will say the ending was a little flat.
Flat chested. I don't even know what that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No. I'm gonna step out. That joke doesn't even make sense.
I was like, what? I was like, oh my god. But who could forget? Probably the worst movie of January. Y'all Need a Pilot.
Oh yeah, Flight Risk.
Dude, I watched that on Max. That is like holy shit. Like Mark Wahlberg, man. I don't know like how much money he got paid to shave his hair like that, but you could not pay me enough money to do that shit to myself.
I thought it was I thought it was an AI deepfake poster. I didn't actually believe that was his real hairdo. And then I didn't actually watch this movie, but I saw the clips from it, and I'm like, oh no, that's his actual hair? Mark Wahlberg, what are you doing? And then as if the algorithm was once again reading my mind, it sent me a clip of an actual really good movie that he was in back in the day. Have you guys seen Four Brothers, directed by John Singleton?
Love that movie.
Fantastic movie. And it immediately started playing the clip where he's like, yo, someone call the police. These white boys are crazy. And I'm like, that is the Wahlberg that we know and love. And I'm just like, look at how the mighty have fallen.
Listen, Four Brothers is like a hood classic because
fucking masterpiece. Not even a hood classic, a masterpiece of movie making.
Like, what other movie do you think Mark Wahlberg can say the N-word comfortably when he has black brothers?
Hey, and also Garrett Hedlund.
That's true, yeah. I was like, okay.
Really good in that movie, too.
My favorite part of that movie is when they accused Andre 3000 of stealing money from their mom. He got up and he like swung on Tyrese. So I thought about Baby Way when Big Ray swung on Tyrese Gibson. I'm like, damn, Jody get knocked out in every single universe. But yeah, I love
when Andre Benjamin's like, oh, she got a boyfriend, and Mark Wahlberg was like, please, she is getting dick down right now so hard, and like going in depth with it.
I just liked what that movie's so good. I love it. I miss John Singleton so much, man. But that's like some of the ones I'll start with. What about I'll open discussions or other films that were shit this year or last year?
I need to get something off my chest here because
here we go.
2 years ago, one of the best horror films of the decade so far, Longlegs, came out, and I was like, "Holy crap!
Where this was going?
This is amazing." Then the follow-up happened.
Yeah, I heard Keeper wasn't good.
Keeper sucks.
Okay, I thought you were going to say The Monkey.
The Monkey was disappointing.
The monkey was bad. There would have been fighting words here.
Okay,
fire.
The Monkey was disappointing. However, okay,
tread lightly, Rod. Tread lightly.
Hey, listen, we're all friends here. Okay, we're all friends here. But yeah, let's talk about Keeper. I don't even know what this movie was. I really don't. This is a 90-minute slow burn of nothing. It alluded to nothing. There is one good thing about this entire movie, Mac. You know who that thing was? You know who it was? Tatiana Maslany, underrated actress. She held this thing together as best she could. She could even save this mess. And
Jesus.
Dom, I'm looking at you. I need to ask you this right now.
Let's hear it.
Was Long Legs just a one-hit wonder? Do we need to be concerned about Osgood Perkins?
No, because so Osgood had directed this movie, The Black Coat's Daughter, that came out in 2017, and I didn't get a chance to watch that, but I heard some good things about that. And then Oz also, obviously, again, he had The Monkey earlier this year, which I actually kind of really enjoyed. I can understand if you had problems with it. But what I really liked about The Monkey is how it had a very, very good understanding of like balancing out the tone with like the almost goofy, over the top Final Destination-esque nature of the kills with like sort of like the childhood trauma that was being experienced by the characters. That's a really, really difficult tone to pull off. And I think that they really nailed it.
That first act was incredible, by the way.
Yeah, if anything, I would say it's not so much on Osgood because, like I said, because look, say what you will about Long Legs. Long Legs did have its fans and did have and it did develop like a little bit of a cult following, despite the fact that, you know, regardless of what you thought about its quality. Yeah, I just love to it. I'm like, why does the monkey look exactly like the monkey from Toy Story? Was that intentional? Like, yeah. I had no idea. I'm like, was that a Stephen King thing? Was that an Osgood Perkins thing? I don't know what it was, but regardless. Yeah, if anything, I'm going to blame this more on Neon because while Neon definitely, I would think, had one of the best years ever in terms of its international and festival releases, you know, with movies like Sentimental Value, It Was Just an Accident, The Secret Agent, Surratt, Arco, which is set to hit theaters in February, I think. Man, its horror slate was weak this year. Like, weak. Like,
I enjoyed Together. Together was fun.
I hated Together. I was not a fan of that one at all. I thought that one kind of crashed and burned together. I heard awful things about Shelby Oaks. Shout out to our guy, Chris Stuckman. But I heard that one kind of crashed and burned. Everything that people said about Keeper. And then even Soderbergh's movie that came out in January, Presence. Like, I enjoyed that. But
that's a movie.
Neon really dropped the ball this year in terms of horror.
I actually enjoyed Presence, Dom, but it was mismarketed because it was supposed to be. It was marketed as like this horror film. It's really a family drama.
It's not. It's a family. It's a family ghost thriller. Ultimately, is what it is. And like, once again, in terms of if you know Steven Soderbergh as a filmmaker and you enjoy like seeing a little experiment, then it's cool. Like, I didn't mind watching Presence. I enjoyed it, but given overall kind of that like Neon's kind of, you know, one sect of, and the fact of why it has ultimately been able to come and compete against, you know, its rival indie studio A24 is the fact that it has previously had such strong showings of horror, and it really dropped the ball this year in terms of that.
Can I ask you two, because this is not going to be in my worst list, but I haven't seen it yet. They did It Was Just an Accident, right?
They did do It Was Just an Accident, which that I will give a spoiler for. That is in my top 10 of the year.
Okay. So it's that good. Okay.
It is that good.
Okay. I am going to watch it this weekend.
Finally. Yeah, I highly recommend it. It's tricky because, man, I saw all the international releases, with the exception of Surratt. I've not seen that, but I saw all the international releases months before they've come out. And, yeah, believe the hype. They're all as good as people are saying they are.
I laughed when you said Sentimental Value, too, because I was just thinking back to SAG the other day. And I got snubbed
man. What the hell does SAG have against these international releases? I was shocked. I mean, I'm not mad because Josh Safdie got the DGA, which was awesome. But I was like, man, like, what the hell is going on here?
I thought Sentimental Value was beautiful, but
yeah. Well, I think my conspiracy theory brain is going is that because SAG has already probably hedged its bets on the fact that all those movies and actors are getting nominated regardless, they want to give a shout out to the other people who they think may not stand as big of a chance. And that's why you see movies like F1 and Weapons getting the PGA, Josh Safdie getting the DGA, Jesse Plemons getting the SAG over Wagner Moura, who a lot of people are heavily predicting to be nominated and could potentially rival Timmy for the win. So that's kind of where I'm coming from.
Okay. Sorry to go off on a tangent there, Mac.
Oh, no, you're good. No, this is good. I love these conversations. This is why I like to do the open forums and the lists. But no, I agree, man. Like, you mentioned Shelby Oaks, man. We did a podcast episode on that. It's not terrible, but is very like first time director.
Okay, so that's the thing. So I have not seen Shelby Oaks or Keeper. Keeper I heard just sucked, but Shelby Oaks I did hear have like some people who were like trying to give it a shout out in terms of like, oh, like, it's not the worst thing we've ever seen. Now, guys, as two people who I'm assuming haven't seen the movie, be honest, is it people who are just like trying to give Stuckman the benefit of the doubt, or like were there some like genuinely defendable parts of this movie?
So I have seen Shelby Oaks. I have seen it. I would say there are some redeemable things in there, mainly the performance and his ability to create tension. I thought was pretty good, but it's a fairly standard horror story we've seen 1,000 times before.
The ending ruined
Nothing
it.
new.
Yeah.
And
that's even with Mike Flanagan coming in and like seriously retooling it.
And I grew up with Chris Stuckman, right? Jeremy Johnson, Chris Stuckman. Those are my guys growing up. YouTube reviews. And I feel like Dom, and I want to get your opinion on this too, Matt. Like, I feel like people just aren't giving this the proper review just because of who Chris Stuckman is.
Right.
They're not being.
But that was always going to be a risk going in. That's the thing. Like, he's developed this reputation, obviously, as this YouTuber. And so, like, coming in and the fact that, like, you are automatically going to have that stamp of, oh, I am a YouTuber emerging into the game. Like, that's already the narrative. Like, unfortunately, narratives are narratives for a reason. You as much as you can try to change it, you have to acknowledge that as part of the reason as to why this movie even got made in the first place.
Well, I'll even say too that Jeremy Johns actually did give it a fair review. He says like, "Hey, I know he's a YouTuber, and we're connected. But it's more of like I'm just gonna judge this as a movie itself. And as a movie, I think it's not that good."
I mean, if you really want to get behind the scenes, though, Mac, I actually don't think those two like each other very much. I don't know.
Oh no, I don't think so either. No,
that helps.
Yeah. So,
but like, I do feel like that. Another thing that really hindered it too was that his whole content change when he's like, I'm not going to talk about bad movies anymore. It's like, that's already people are like, okay, so you're not going to talk about bad movies anymore. So when your movie comes up, it's bad. Are you going to like just worry about it and stuff like that? It's like, because every time you see new movie reviews he does now, it's he likes it. So it's going to be posted like that.
Yeah.
See, and that's kind of when I started. I still watch some of his videos. But Mac, when that happened, I was like, okay, I know what you're doing here. You're not fooling anyone on what you're, I feel so much better because I'm not reviewing bad movies. No, I know what this is about. Because as soon as you said that, what happened like a month or two later? Oh, Mike Flanagan's all on board for his picture.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Classic bandwagon hopping of, trying to get ahead of the curve so that he can both, play the Hollywood game in terms of, oh, everybody only ever talks positive about other people's movies in front of camera, and then everybody talks shit behind closed doors. And then meanwhile, the test screenings came back for his movie saying that it sucked. And so now he's trying to say that in order to try and get ahead of the curve publicity. Like we've all been doing this way too long. We all know how this game is played.
Thank you.
I miss his Hilariosity review so much. That got me through COVID.
Oh, his Hilariosity reviews were hilarious. I think the first one I think I ever saw, Mac, was what Revenge of the Fallen. I think it was.
Oh man.
I love that one because it has
days.
It had he had the figures of Star Wars. He's like, "You're my brother, Anakin." He just lit the Anakin figure on fire. He's like, but guys, here's another one I'll give to you. Did you know there's a secret episode of Stranger Things?
Oh, no, not this.
So you know what?
Stranger Things is done. It's over. It's
so
finished.
You know what's crazy?
Brown can go back to her fucking bullshit fashion line and not watching movies because she doesn't have enough time to watch them, and go back to her fucking, marriage and adopted kid, and like she can go back to all of that. Like,
no, Dom.
And gone.
She's getting ready for the Electric State too. Electric State fucking sucked this year.
So Mac, that is
good. All right, Mac. My respect for you is back. That was good.
What were you gonna say, Ron? You said you're gonna say this one too.
That movie is that's actually my least favorite film of the year.
Electric State 2, Electric Boogaloo.
That
was one of the greatest titles ever for a movie.
I rarely sit down and like watch Netflix movies. Like, okay, let me stop. I rarely, when a new Netflix movie comes out, I don't go the opening day to watch it, or don't sit down. I give it like a few days. But I read the book of Electric State. I love the art of it. I love the storytelling of it.
Based on a book.
I know. I was like,
even worse.
And I go, okay, this might be good. And I was like, maybe. I was like, okay, the Russo brothers. You got Chris Pratt. I mean, I'm indifferent about Millie Bobby Brown because I don't like Enola Holmes and stuff like that. So like, maybe this won't be bad. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is a terrible
You know
movie.
your movie's bad when you make people look back on Cherry and the Gray Man and be like, man, were those movies really as bad as I remember?
It's even worse because this is like $300 million, and I'm like, how the hell is this so
the final number was
expensive?
something like 325 or something like that. It was.
How is this so expensive?
Hey! Listen, it brought him back to direct a Marvel movie, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, look who
There's one good thing
back.
that came out of this movie, and then the irony being that like half the cast of this movie was like Marvel alumni. Like you got Chris Pratt, Anthony Mackie. I mean, who is it? Jenny Slate, Brian Cox, Giancarlo Esposito was just also in Brave New World, which we got to talk about that movie. Worst of the year too. Okay, so I'll admit, so I had a little bit of a reaction to this, similar to when Bill Simmons and his dad finished watching Godfather 3, in the sense of I finished this movie and I'm like, it's not that bad. I've seen worse. And then I was thinking about it, and I'm like, yeah, that wasn't good. That really was not good. And then I saw more movies came out this year, and people forget that, man, the first couple months of this year were rough. Like we were still a little bit in like Strikesville for the year, but oh man, like it's this, man, that was a tough. That was a tough to sit through, and especially like with the last act, like I had literally when I saw like Chris Pratt's like pet robot. And like the voice, I'm like, that voice sounds so familiar, right? It was Anthony Mackie. I'm like, oh god, like just there once again, just pulling out all the stops. Like we can get like all these people who Kiwi Kwan was in it too. Oh god, Jason Alexander as the stepdad. Yeah, this was a tough watch. This really was, man. It's like I've been trying to give the Russos a lot of props in their post Endgame career. I did not. I thought that Cherry got a really bad rap. I enjoyed the Gray Man for what it was. But man, this was where I'm like, yeah, I can't keep making excuses for them. I got to draw the line here.
Well, like, go ahead, Rod.
Well, no, I was because you know me, Mac. I'm gonna go on my Russo's tangent. So you go on first before I go on my Russo's tangent.
I just always felt like they just coasted off. Hey, we did these Marvel movies to watch our movies. So it's like whenever it's like for the producers with Endgame, from the minds of Endgame, stuff like that, and like they're like, okay, this is gonna be like their very big like franchise movie. There's like because they really were trying to show like, oh, we're better than Marvel, and everyone's like, are you guys like not good on your own without like supervision? So it's like when you make this. And this is such a failure. And you go back to Marvel, the place that people were like, you're not good without. That says something because Electric State is, oh man, it's just not good. It's not good.
It's not good. And I mean, look at those animatronics too. Like they really Netflix really pulled out the bag for this. Like I'll say this, the movie looks like, and not in terms of like the color palette, because the color palette is shit, but the design of the bots, the design of them, like, is really, really good. Like, look at that detail.
I'll show you guys the book art as well too. Like, look at some of the arts and books.
Yeah,
like that is what that is what they had to deal with. Like, they had all this stuff, like on what's the movie? They had all this stuff to work with because it's just no words. It's just visual storytelling. And they couldn't
pull it off.
No, it's good.
Well,
though.
I mean, their first mistake was hiring Millie Bobby Brown and Chris Pratt as the lead.
They had no chemistry at all.
None. Zero.
You got one person who clearly could give less of a shit about acting, and another person who is literally just coasting, like for their career. Like unless they're working with James Gunn, Chris Pratt does not give a fuck about acting anymore. After the public turned on him, after Passengers. And the misperception of people's comments toward his kid with Anna Faris, he just straight up like it's just like I am done giving a shit. You want me, you're gonna pay me, and you're gonna get what you get with me. And it's sad because I still remember when Chris Pratt was awesome.
Yeah. I still remember Chris Pratt from those Wanted days. Those
when he got hit in the face with the keyboard.
Yep. All right, so Mac, you know how I feel about the Russos, man. I love these guys. These guys mean the world to me. They made 4 of the best Marvel films ever made. I mean, these guys are incredible.
Now they're about to make one of the worst Marvel movies ever made.
Okay, that's the conversation for another day. But Dom,
commentary like.
And
I'm here to throw Rod off as much as possible because it's
you really are. You've already thrown me off. Now I kind of want to see Doomsday with you, Dom. I kind of really do.
You know where I live.
That'd be awesome.
You know where I live.
We might have to make that happen.
We do. Are we running back? Are we doing Doomsday and Dune 3 back to back?
Jesus
Dom.
Christ,
Let's talk, Dom. Let's
Oh,
talk.
yeah.
All right, I'm in. I'm in. You know I'm in for it.
Mac, you live close to Dom too. Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
It's true. He doesn't live
Bet.
that far. Yeah. Come on, man.
Doomsday, here we go.
We'll be happy
All
to
right.
have you guys.
Well, we're gonna make this happen. Okay, so anyway, they produced some things, Dom, that I did, 21 Bridges with Chadwick Boseman. That was fine. It's whatever. It was
It
whatever.
seemed fine.
Yeah, Extraction. Whatever. They did the story.
Mm-hmm.
It was whatever. I liked Cherry for what it was.
Same.
I did.
I always said
Cherry
that Cherry was way overhated.
Yes. The Gray Man, I actually had a chance. I got a chance to see that in theaters, The Gray Man. So I think that might have heightened my level of enjoyment of the film because I did get to watch it in theaters. I was like, wow, this is great. Watch it on Netflix. Okay, yeah, it's all right. It's not that great, but it was still fun. Guys, yeah, it's some directors just need that helping hand, and I think these guys really do need Kevin Feige to kind of be successful. Because even if you look at before they even entered the MCU,
That's right.
Their best stuff was episodes of Community, which are great, by the way. The episodes of Community are hilarious.
Oh, yeah. But again, also, and that's the other problem, too, with evoking their TV days is the fact that what you guys know as well as I do, directing for TV is not the same as directing for feature film. Directing for TV is essentially what they are good at. It's one of the reasons why they work so well in Marvel. You're a director for hire. You are ultimately at the behest of the showrunner. So Community, they're not directing their own stuff. They're directing Dan Harmon stuff. Arrested Development, they're not directing their own stuff. They're directing Mitch Hurwitz's stuff. Now, granted, they get a lot of credit for Arrested Development because they're the ones that basically kind of pioneered the idea of bringing single camera shooting to the idea of a sitcom, which up until that point had traditionally only been multi-camera in front of a live audience. So they get credit for that. But other than that, yeah, when people wonder why they had such a hard time making the jump from TV directing to directing for Marvel to feature filmmaking on their own, I mean, the proof is kind of in the pudding there, unfortunately to say.
And I don't know, Tom, if you watched their the Citadel series, which I had a lot of hype for.
I enjoyed the action of that show and not much else.
The story is terrible.
Yeah.
I even thought the action down.
Good.
I was like, this is.
Also, I think that was the final thing that showed that, like, yeah, Richard Madden, he's
not it.
He can't act. He can't.
Who was the woman? Who was the lead actress though? She's good. She was good in that show.
Come on, there's no way you don't know who that is. Priyanka Chopra Jonas.
Thank you.
I was like, there's no way you don't know who that is.
I was drawing
the bad guy from Baywatch with The Rock. Like, come on, how could you not know?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
during those guy from the Baywatch. Yes, I'm sorry.
That was the area of The Rock when everyone said he was cracking Alexander Daddario.
Oh man, I will never forget. Dan Murrell being like, listen, he's like, I predicted against The Rock when he was in San Andreas and that made a ton of money. I predicted against The Rock when he was in Central Intelligence and that made a lot of money. I'm going all in on Baywatch. Baywatch, flop.
I hate Central Intelligence.
I love Central Intelligence. That movie's like the only good movie he ever made with Kevin Hart, but.
Yeah, you like that better than Jumanji?
Yeah, Central Intelligence is actually funny, unlike Jumanji, which is not.
What?
I
like the first Jumanji.
Yeah, it's the only one I saw, and I'm like, that's enough. And then they made more. I'm like, why do I need to watch this? I didn't like the first one.
Well, they got another one coming out in December, Mac.
That's right. Damn, maybe it'll be better than Anaconda. That was fucking terrible.
Yeah, I didn't end up watching that. Man.
I did.
You know what it was? Anaconda probably would have been that movie that I would have really liked, but overall, just probably wasn't good because listen, say what you will about Anaconda, that shit had a rock solid premise.
The problem with it was that they were just like, hey, we have Paul Rudd and Jack Black. That's it. That was the only thing that, like, we have these two people that are memes on the internet. Let's give them a movie. And the whole thing was like, because the movie's just like, we're going to make a meta reboot of Anaconda. And they already spoiled the cameo in the movie.
Isn't the chick from, yeah, they already spoiled two of the cameos from the movie, too.
Mm-hmm.
And also, isn't the chick who was Ratcatcher in the Suicide Squad, isn't she, like, supposed to be like one of the bad guys, quote unquote,
Danielle
in the movie?
Melchior, right?
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Not good.
But you mentioned Arrested Development. I love Arrested Development because they gave me one of the best jokes of all time.
It's so good. It's so I'm like just getting deep in his.
It's just a sad walk. That's my favorite running joke.
I just watched the episode where Julia Louis-Dreyfus plays the blind prosecutor that Michael's dating, and her dog's name is Justice. I'm like, this show is operating on a different level. Like, that is gold right there.
But you mentioned Ki-Hugh Kwan. Did you guys like Love Hurts?
I did not watch it.
Okay, so
I will be watching Wuthering Heights when that comes out, but I did not watch Love Hurts.
Yeah, Love Hurts hurt, Donald. that movie hurt my heart. I didn't even bother seeing that theaters, Mac, once I saw the bad reviews. Listen, you put action and rom com with Ke Huy Quan. I mean, come on, that's just a match made in heaven for me. This movie's terrible.
The best part of the movie is Marshawn Lynch.
Honestly, Mac, you're
Listen,
not wrong.
you know what's so
Seriously.
funny about that? That's the second movie that I've heard that Marshawn Lynch is the best part of. The first one being Bottoms, which also famously made my worst of 2023. I'm starting to see a common trend here. If Marshawn Lynch is the best part of your movie sucks.
Well, he's funny because he's just like, I feel like his stuff is not scripted, so it's just literally just
never
him talking.
scripted because he doesn't give a fuck. It's the rare combination of he is a meme in and of itself, so they don't write lines for him, but he is actually genuinely talented. So it's always that very strange combination that kind of works just right for these kinds of movies.
But I said in my review that I hope Ira DeBow fired her agent because I don't know what the fuck she's on since.
What? But I must have Amy Adams' agent, man. Because what the hell has
she's
going on, dude?
Well, she's been like, what else has she? Let me hold up.
The fact that she said yes to a movie that was called Night Bitch, like what was she smoking?
So since West Side Story, she has been in Wish, Argyle, House of Spoils, Craven the Hunter, Love Hurts. She was in a movie called Toe, and then now her next movie is Lyrex, which is a adaptation of Shakespeare.
You know, I was looking forward to ISS also, and that movie was basically the that other space movie with Ryan Reynolds, Rebecca Ferguson, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Life.
Yeah. It was basically
I like that movie.
How crazy is it that movie has the same name as a movie starring Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence from 1999? Like, what are the odds? What are the odds?
She needs to fire her agent, bro.
That's a go on a side tangent, but man, I've been watching a lot of Bernie Mac recently, specifically Bernie Mac's clips from Head of State. Oh man, we didn't know how good we had in the 2000s. Rest in power to an icon. Good.
I will say, if you've not watched it, watch Soul Man with him.
I got that one too.
That is a good,
like crazy.
My favorite.
I would watch a whole 2-hour movie with him and Samuel L. Jackson. I watched 12 hours of him and Samuel L. Jackson just arguing back and forth.
Him in the bed, he's like, "Yo, why's your dick poking me?" He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. You take those pills?" He's like, "I swear, I thought it was my heart medication. I didn't know what it was. I didn't want it on purpose." Like, I saw the porn. You didn't cover this. Oh my god! And I was like,
my favorite bit from Head of State is there's no such thing as white collar crime. There's no such thing as black on black crime. Let me tell you something. Somebody comes up to me, tries to rob me. I don't give a shit if they're wearing a white collar or a tank top. If you try to rob me, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
You know, one of my favorite Bernie Mac. He's in the movie for maybe 5 minutes. I don't even think it's even 5 minutes, man.
I think I know what you're going for.
Transformers.
Yes.
That's
the man, if I had a rock, I'll bust her head open, you know?
Bobby B, baby. It's Bobby B.
I thought that shit was hilarious when I was 10, and now as an adult, actually hearing what he said, I'm like, oh, this makes this even funnier.
Yep.
And he's kind of important because he gave him Bumblebee. He's important to the Transformers lore.
He plays a vital part in the Transformers Michael Bay lore.
He's like, Manny, get your clown because of the costume. It's the cost. I'm sweating. It melts my eyes.
Let me tell you something, son. Driver don't pick the car. The car pick the driver. It's a mystery between man and machine. I was in the trailer. You heard Bernie Mac in the trailer before you heard Tyrese Gibson.
But the driver, not if the driver of a cheap ass Eddie got the car.
Got the car.
But another film that we'll bring it back around to, because you mentioned one of my favorite actors who gives like the best like meme face. I think you already know who I'm talking about. A certain Captain America. You know, Brave New World was like the one comic. Listen, I didn't put it on my worst list for one reason, because I said I don't think it's the director's fault.
No, it's not.
I blame Marvel.
In fact, the director got fired from this movie before they even did the reshoots. Like,
this movie is so unfinished. Like, this feels like a Incredible Hulk movie, like 2.
Oh no, I got one better. Well, yes, it is the Incredible Hulk. It's a sequel to the Incredible Hulk in a Captain America movie. And literally, I think, not to toot my own horn, but literally, this is Marvel's version of the 2016 Suicide Squad. That's what this is.
Oh.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
No.
I think you're being a little too harsh there, man.
I would say that.
I disagree. If you purely based on the fact that you take into consideration everything that happened with the behind-the-scenes productions of both of those movies. Bad test screenings, basically cutting out the director, editing the shit out of it to the point where it literally becomes incomprehensible, adding new shit last minute, cutting out other characters in order to account for real-time, public shit that has nothing to do with the movie, and a third act reveal that completely goes against the grain of both the character and makes no sense for the plot. Like, why is Sam Wilson single-handedly going toe-to-toe with the Red Hulk? Like, who thought that was a good idea?
They should have never revealed the Red Hulk in the trailer.
Red Hulk shouldn't have even been in the movie. Like,
yeah.
So there's a lot of different ways you can talk about this movie, because it looks like I'm the one who enjoyed this the most out of all the three of us here. I don't think it's as bad as what a lot of people, and it seems like what Dom is saying it is. I do not. But this is a very flawed movie, and I want to start off by saying this. Marvel has done Anthony Mackie wrong.
Oh my God, yeah.
I agree with that.
They have done my man wrong, and they're doing him wrong again with Doomsday, because they're bringing back Chris Evans, which I still think, I expected him back, but even just his presence it's a distraction. It is a distraction.
Yeah,
but that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah. And I'm not going to be one of those guys that says that, I'm not going to be one of those assholes online that's going to be like, Bucky should have gotten the shield, not Sam. I'm not going to be one of those guys at all, because I think that Sam, unlike Bucky, was deserving of the shield.
Yes.
But, man, between the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and this, man, have they done him dirty.
Well, I see. So, Dom, I've always enjoyed the Falcon Winter Soldier show. I think that's some of the best character work done in the MCU.
If they had nailed the last two episodes, I would be a lot more forgiving of the show, because the middle two episodes 3 and 4, are solid. Like, I'm a fan of those two. Yeah. It's the last two episodes where they butcher it.
I think the finale they really butcher, which seems to be a common problem with Marvel television, that they cannot nail the finale. But I think I don't fully blame the director for this one. I do not. When you have a movie with 5 writers, you already know your movie's crap. This movie has like 5 or 6 writers. Yeah. Like, you already know it's bad. It's already a mess.
Not to mention the Ruth Bat-Sarah character, who was supposed to be an Israeli superhero that they then retrofitted into a Black Widow. But you can still see her Ruth Bat-Sarah costume in certain fight scenes in the movie.
Yes, absolutely. My main thing is that Sam didn't get his movie. This is a Hulk movie.
Yeah.
This is Eat, Pray, Hulk. This is not a Captain America movie. This
is what they told him when he's like, "Is this my movie?" They said this.
Just get you having fun.
They said, "Yeah, I just get you having fun." But like, this is so weird, because it's just
Harrison.
I mean, the movie starts with President Ross. I mean, we're not even focused on Sam Wilson here.
Also, like, look, okay, so obviously, yes, Marvel was once again not the same as the Chadwick Boseman situation. Marvel was in a tight spot with the tragic passing of William Hurt and them having to recast it. And I don't begrudge them casting Harrison Ford.
Look, if you can get Harrison
Ford.
But
then when you had the reveal that you're like, oh, wait, Thaddeus Ross is inevitably going to become the Red Hulk.
Shit.
And I'm not saying that would have been that much better with William Hurt, because it was always going to be a stretch. The fact that for whatever reason, whenever Thunderbolt Ross becomes the Red, and I never understood this even going back to the comics, how Thunderbolt Ross magically loses his magnificent mustache whenever he turns into the Red Hulk. I've never understood that.
I know that's some bullshit.
But okay. And I'm not saying it would have been that much better with William Hurt. But taking into consideration, I'm like, oh no, Harrison Ford is going to be a Hulk. Something about that before we even saw the first image of like the massive Hulk hand coming down, just from conception, I'm like, this is a stupid idea.
This is a
stupid idea.
So, Mac,
and then it was.
I'm going to disagree with you, Mac, on one thing. Okay.
What's up?
You mentioned that they shouldn't have revealed Red Hulk in the trailer. I agree with you, Dom. Red Hulk should never have been in this.
Shouldn't have been in the movie.
This should have been Serpent Society from the beginning.
Yes.
From the beginning. However,
it should have been the Serpent Society, like they promised, and then they kept changing around which characters were going to be in the movie, and then they just cut them from the movie entirely.
Exactly. They had no choice but to market Red Hulk, because what the hell else are you going to market? What else are you going to market in this movie?
Listen, no, this reminded me of like the Doomsday thing all over again with Batman v Superman, where they're like, hey, here's Doomsday, even though like it's a movie where Batman and Superman fight each other. That's enough to get butts in the seats. You could have been like, saved that. Hey, here's not in this state of Marvel where they are right now. We are in a different
I'm
era
with Rod on this one.
Not in this state of Marvel.
That.
Yeah, you can't.
Listen, and you can market the movie. You could have marketed the movie. Market it with this. Fix this big ass plot hole of like, what the hell is this hand been here for 4 years in the damn ocean?
That was not going to put butts in seats, Mac. That was
I
not.
would have put my butt in the
Well,
seat.
not even okay. So we're talking about a couple of different things here. Ultimately, what for me, what it comes down to is the fact that Marvel had this was originally supposed to pose a much bigger kind of movie, you know, because we got to remember too, this movie was originally supposed to come out, I believe, in 23 prior to the strikes, and then got pushed to 24. And then when Disney was facing the whole proxy battle in 24, they pushed this to 25 because they needed 24 to be a box office hit so that Bob Iger could ward off those investors. So this movie was originally supposed to come out a lot closer to Eternal. So the constant like date pushing didn't help that either. Then you have all the reshoots behind the scenes, which then ultimately took this exact plot point, which was originally supposed to be a much bigger part of the movie. Not to mention the fact that not only what I believe did they reference adamantium in the final cut of this movie? Okay, so they
did, yes, yes.
But that was supposed to be a much bigger plot point in terms of helping to introduce the X-Men. This was originally going to end with Sam Wilson assembling the Avengers, and they cut all of that movie in favor of the Red Hulk. So that's kind of another thing of where it's like, you got to take into consideration what this movie was originally supposed to be versus what we ended up getting.
And they shot, and there's shots of this in the trailer too. They shot a funeral scene because I think the original plan too was like, well, fake death President Ross. And I think that's when Betty was going to get revealed at first. You know, at the end of the day, this movie's a mess. I still enjoy the action sequences.
Yeah.
But this to me will always be, you know, the one of the failures of the Bob Chapek era, because this is clearly not it's
the last hanger over from the Bob Chapek era.
Exactly.
I don't they were forced to put out. And what really sucks too, and that's just really interesting that you bring that up, Rod, is the fact that the two Marvel movies that followed this up. But first of all, the fact that we got Daredevil Born Again a month later, which a little bit of a Frankenstein's mess between the iteration that it was going to be versus what it ended up being, but still light years better than almost every single Marvel TV show that we've gotten up until this point. And then the fact that the latter two movies this year were Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four, which say what you will about those movies, but those movies were much more reminiscent of the Marvel of old. Both, I think, very, very good in their own right, and very clearly an indication of like, okay, we're trying to right the track and put things back on track.
Agreed.
But hey, I actually saw some people, they have Fantastic Four on their worst list.
Which those people are just objectively.
That's crazy.
I'm like, what crack are you smoking? I need that. Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
But yeah, no.
One of the best comic book movies we've gotten in a long time. And people
think at this point, though, people just who are hating on Marvel movies just want to hate on Marvel just to think they're cool. At this point, I feel, you know.
I would
agree, but with Fantastic Four, I'll say that. And it's funny because I've done deep research into it. I truly believe that because since it's the first time that they've ever gotten Fantastic Four right in a way that they've never done before, the normies just weren't ready for it. That's what I'm attributing it to, because literally normies have never seen or understood what Fantastic Four is in its conceptual form. They've only ever gotten the mid-2000s ones, which were like trying to keep it as normal as possible, and then the bullshit 2015 one. You know, like they like normies just did not understand, nor were they ready for just everything the Fantastic Four had to offer. That's what I'm attributing that to.
And they weren't ready for the 1994 one, which is absolute bad shit. But
hey, listen, say what you will. A lot of people, for the longest time, that 1994 was the most faithful to the comics one that we'd ever gotten.
I love it. I saw that at my sister's college because they were showing it illegally. I mean, wait, what? But you know what's another terrible movie that came out around this time? The Strangers Chapter 2.
Still haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, Mac, I wanted to apologize because for the one stream where I was making fun of you for liking Strangers, you were like, I fucking hate the Strangers. The Saw that you're talking about. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. The fact that you love every single Saw movie, even though how many actual good Saw movies are there? But
there's
yeah,
X,
Chapter 2, a movie I did not watch. It was never going to watch.
Strangers Chapter 2. First of all, whoever's idea it was to greenlight a new trilogy for the Strangers prequel, like a prequel series, I hope you're fired. Like Jesus Christ, like, who was like, man, you know what's really nostalgic, what we need? Well, let's do a trilogy movie with Madison Petsch from Riverdale. She's a big star.
She's cute. I don't know if she can act, but she's cute.
Critics' choice on that one. Let's just do an origin about how the Strangers became the Strangers, completely ruining the fact of like they asked them, why are you doing this in the first movie? because you were home. It's like, oh, you're just random fucking psychopaths. No, they have a backstory. They got lore and everything. And like this one's just a waste of time because like at least with the first chapter one, there was like it was just pretty much the first film all over again. This was just her getting chased in the woods with a boar.
I haven't seen this movie, man. So I can't
I like I said, I've never seen a Strangers movie. I have no desire to ever watch
Well,
a Strangers movie.
They're fast tracking the third one next month.
It's coming out like 3 weeks.
They filmed all three of them at the same time, pirate style.
Hey, at least they got that done.
They're like, ah, shit. I was like, okay.
Well, they knew these movies were bad. I'm like, ah, shit. Let's just film these back.
Guess what? After the second one, they're like, screw it. Like we gotta make this thing go. But another one I saw on people's lists, and I will ask you this because I don't think this is worse, but we have to debunk this. Mickey 17.
Okay, I gotta
love
get
that
out in
movie. I'm
front
sorry.
and say that every single person that shits all over this movie is just plain wrong. Like, I think that this movie was very unfairly hated. I think that this, unfortunately, was just a thing where Warner Brothers just ultimately, this is a classic case that you see every time you have a director that wins Best Picture, where Bong Joon-ho very clearly had a very big, very ambitious vision for this movie that Warner Brothers ultimately was just not ready for because they didn't understand his sensibilities as a director and ultimately did not understand how they were going to market this. And they marketed this as this rip-roaring, goofy, over-the-top, like basically like, oh, you're just signing up to see Robert Pattinson die infinite amount of times. And that's not at all what this movie was. I actually quite enjoyed this movie. I really, really enjoyed the social satire. I really enjoyed like kind of Bong being given this this very big, grandiose scale Warner Brothers sci-fi social commentary movie. I thought that Mark Ruffalo was giving a very different kind of performance as the obvious bad guy. I enjoyed this movie. I really, really did. And I personally do not subscribe to the idea that this is a bad movie by any stretch. I'll subscribe that this was a misunderstood movie and mismarketed movie for sure, and that it was never, ever going to make back the money to cover its budget. But I quite enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, I did too. I didn't love the third act. I think kind of ended a little bit weak, Dom, to be honest. But I love the first two acts. And Robert Pattinson gives one of the best performances of his career.
Yeah,
I think.
he's awesome in this.
Yeah, he was fantastic. Mark Ruffalo, not sure what he was doing in here. Well, I know what he was doing. It didn't
You know
really
what he was
work.
doing.
Yeah, it didn't really work for me. But
Kind of pretty obvious what he was doing.
yeah. But I want to mention, Mac, another movie that featured twins this year that I did not like.
There were a lot of movies that feature twins this year.
I know, what the fuck?
Like, what was it about this year with people playing twins in movies?
I don't know, but this movie, I don't know. This was the, this might be, this is definitely the worst movie with twins. And I love this, man. I love De Niro, but the Alto Nights was not.
Oh, yeah,
good.
that movie. Yeah, this movie that only happened because David Zaslav is Hampton friends with the writer Nicholas Pileggi is the only reason why this movie even got made in the first place.
There is nothing special about this movie. And De Niro, I love De Niro. And he's great. He's he's De Niro. But I feel like I was sitting, I told my mom this, I'm like, I've watched every other mob. This is exactly like every other mob movie I've seen in the past 30 years. There's nothing new. There's nothing original about this. And I guess it's based off something, right? It's based off a true story, right?
Yeah, it's based off a true story.
But still, just the way it was executed, nothing popped out to me. It just felt bland. It felt lifeless. And I think it was a mistake for De Niro to play twins. Honestly,
it was weird.
The worst part about that is that, again, I understand why like everyone is making this comparison, but he's not playing twins. He's playing rival mobsters who are trying to kill each other. Like,
yeah, thank you. I just say it's easier. It's easier now with this point, but it wasn't
real quick before we keep going. I want to throw out a couple of movies that weren't quite bad, but I'm interested to see your guys' take because these are the movies that I have. Like, they're not quite bad, but they're not good enough to be considered good. So I just want to throw out a couple of titles and see what you guys think. The first one that I'm going to throw out, actually, that also opened around this time, went directly to Apple TV Plus, The Gorge with Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy. What are you guys' thoughts on that one?
I did not see that one.
I enjoyed it when I first watched it. I haven't really thought about it since.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a fun Apple TV Plus movie, I thought. Next one is Den of Thieves 2, Pantera. Would you guys see that?
I like that. I love that.
I had a good time with it.
That was awesome.
I've actually heard from some people that while it's not as good as the first, it's still enjoyable. So I need to watch it.
It is very enjoyable. I quite enjoyed it, especially for like the movie that kind of kicked off the year because that was the first movie that I saw. Now, did any of you guys see? I saw this movie like early. I saw this movie at like a press screening back in 2023, and then it finally went to Netflix. No Nas with Vince Vaughn from the same director of Perks of Being a Wallflower.
No, I heard good things though.
It was cute. It was very, very cute. It wasn't incredible. It wasn't great. It was cute, is what it was. And now here's the big one. House of Dynamite, the Catherine Bigelow Netflix one.
I did not see that.
All right, so Catherine Bigelow is one of my favorite directors, and I was just excited to see her directing again. This movie didn't piss me off like I thought it was going to, and then the last chapter happened. I was like, "What the f?"
Yeah,
this is pissing me off.
Yeah,
I can't say it's the worst, but the more I thought about that movie, Dom, I'm like, a lot of things.
This movie was kind of a little bit of an exercise in futility because, listen, the first third was already testing me with Rebecca Ferguson's god awful American accent. Like that was James McAvoy wanted levels of bad in terms of American.
Shut the fuck up!
But I'm like, okay, so they're just gonna repeat the same thing, but 3 times in a row. Okay, like, so we're not going to see the missiles hit. We're not going to see any of the outcome. It's just a lead up to the thing, and then it just cuts. I'm like, what was the point of even touting this? What was the point of even bringing back Catherine Bigelow, who hadn't made a movie in 8 years by this point? Like, what was the point of this movie? What was this trying to accomplish? What was this trying to say about anything? Like, sure, it's a great bottle set piece in terms of like building up tension, and it brings back a lot of cool filmmaking trips and tropes that we liked about movies in the late 2000s, early 2010s. But like in the 2020s, I'm like, why did this movie even need to be made? You know, there's that one. Black Phone 2. What did you guys think of that one?
I still haven't seen that. I need to watch it.
I am not a fan of Black Phone.
So, Mac, that's actually interesting that you bring that up because from what I've heard, everybody who did not, because I also was not the biggest fan of the first Black Phone, but from what I've heard, everybody who was not the biggest fan of Black Phone will enjoy this sequel better. And just based off that logic, I agree because I like this sequel infinitely better than the first one. I've heard if you like the first one more, then you're not going to like this one that much. But if you were not the biggest fan of the first one, then you're really going to enjoy this one.
That's my same thinking with Smile 2. I like Smile 2 more than the first one.
Yeah, I have heard overall that Smile 2 is better than the first one.
Much
and
better.
Here is the big one. Here is the big one. All right. We got to have this discussion now because, listen, this is one of those things where, again, I understand everybody who has a beef with this movie, but Tron Ares, gentlemen, let's have the discussion now. Let's
overhated. Over fucking hated.
I'm with you. Overhated. Overhated. People.
We're talking to a Tron stand right here.
Yeah.
Like, hold up a second. Ron, you go.
No, this movie's overhated. I listen, I didn't see this in theaters. I watched it from the comfort of my couch, but damn, this movie was fun.
Yeah,
I was having a
lot of
blast.
fun, and it was much, much better than I thought it was going to be. Like, it was like, look, so you were never going to replicate the magic of the, let's go. Let's fucking go. Look, you were never going to replicate the magic of that Daft Punk, that iconic Daft Punk soundtrack from Tron Legacy, right? And the fact of the matter is that, like, Disney never had any business making this movie in the first place. The only reason why they even made it is because Jared Leto was genuinely a fan and wanted to make it. And listen, say what you will about Jared Leto, I think that's cool. Honestly, the fact that somebody has the money and the ability to be like, I dug this super obscure, massive cult hit movie from 2010, and I kind of want to make a sequel to it. I don't know. I think that's cool. And again, you were never going to match Daft Punk, but getting 9 Inch Nails, not Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, 9 Inch Nails to do the score. I mean, the score was the whole movie, if you ask me. And the fact that, like, yeah, they made a Tron movie, and yeah, the movie was never going to make money, and yeah, it effectively killed the Tron franchise for good. But just the fact that we got it, I think is kind of a testament to it in and of itself, especially given the fact that for as much as people love to dog shit on Jared Leto, and rightfully so for some of the career choices that he makes, he was pretty good in this. He was kind of pretty good in this. The fact that, like, you had a program acting opposite an actual human with Greta Lee, who was more robotic than the programs in which she was acting opposite. Like, also, like, this is a supporting cast consisting of Evan Peters, Gillian Anderson, Jodie Turner-Smith, who was genuinely awful, I think.
Yeah, she wasn't great.
Arturo Castro and Hassan Minaj. What is this cast? And so the fact that this movie even worked at all is a miracle. So, yeah, I very much enjoyed watching Tron Ares.
I thought that light. What was it? In the second night, the light cycle
Yeah.
sequence. On
Yeah,
the freeway,
that was
that
sick.
was amazing.
That was
Yeah,
fucking sick.
that was amazing.
It was
That was a lot of
awesome.
fun.
So the thing with Tron Ares is that like I mentioned, I'm a huge Tron fan. I love all the Tron movies. Tron Legacy, awesome stuff. This isn't a sequel to Tron Legacy, like at all.
No.
This is another story because the Tron 3 that we wanted got canceled because Disney got Star Wars.
Yes.
Because if you think about it, you think about the marketing for, I don't know if like, how old were you in 2010? I was 10 years old.
I was 13.
14, yeah, something like that.
Do you remember the marketing that Disney was pushing for Tron Legacy? They were pushing that to be that.
Vaguely.
That-
I do remember seeing the posters and the light cycle stuff everywhere.
They were trying to make that the next sci-fi series because they didn't have Star Wars yet. And that was the one sci-fi series that they had from the 80s that was still popular because Tron has a very dedicated fan base. Tron Legacy didn't make a lot of money, but it has got a cult following. People are appreciating it now, because, just because Daft Punk, the visuals, the performances.
Yeah. I still love Tron. Tron Legacy is genuinely an amazing movie.
And I think it launched Joseph Kosinski's career, if you think about it. If it wasn't for that, and I think he said he wants to do another Tron movie, but then Star Wars, Disney has it, they're like, what the fuck do we need Tron for? So then when rumors came out, they're saying, hey, we're going to do Jared Leto's Tron. You're right, Jared Leto is a fan of Tron. If he wasn't, we weren't getting another Tron movie. So the fact that's a necessary evil to get that, I'm fine with that. And you got 9 Inch Nails doing the soundtrack, but I knew for a fact from the marketing, I was like, okay, maybe Disney doesn't have enough faith in this, because as soon as the trailer came out, I was like, oh, well, this isn't really good. And I think people would say that it was a terrible movie. I was like, okay, guys, like, it's not that bad. Like, there's charm to it. And it probably did kill the Tron series for now, because it's sad to think that it has potential. Like, I don't know if y'all ever seen Tron Uprising on Disney. It's with
I have not,
Elijah
but I've
Wood.
heard great things about it.
It is a great in between. I count as in between from the first and the second movie. In the second movie, great animation, great story. Like, the Tron franchise can work if you get the right people involved. You get the right stuff. Be able for it to really grow and have it time and not like panic after the failure. You can let it grow, but I don't know. I think someone had this as like number 1. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, you think that this is the worst movie of the year? Seeing this in IMAX was actually.
I don't know
really
what's
good.
a worst take. People having Tron Ares as their worst of the year, or people saying that Fantastic Four First Steps is a bad movie. I think those are the 2 worst takes coming out of 2025.
They're trying to be different, but I'll stick with I think Tron, all 3 movies we've had are very entertaining, and give it a few years, Tron Ares will be also a cult hit.
You know what Tron's biggest problem is, and it's so funny because what it is, everything that I think makes Tron work as singular movies is what kills its franchise potential, is because the first Tron was really, really pushing the envelope in terms of visual effects, right? It kind of cost the movie ultimately, and it didn't kind of allow it for it to have the reputation it did when it opened. But as a result of it pushing the bag forward so much on visual effects filmmaking, it kind of was able to allow for CGI to eventually become what it would become. And the same can kind of be said for Tron Legacy, because you're right, Mac, in terms of the reason as to why that movie was the launching pad for Joseph Kosinski's career is because, unlike, say, a majority of big budget movies where the effects are usually pre-drawn separate of the director, coming in and shooting the scenes, the fact that Kosinski had that entire vision and visual style and look planned out for what Tron Legacy was going to entail, ultimately the fact that Daft Punk does the score for that movie and the reason why that score has become so iconic is because it's very similar, ironically, to what Fincher was doing with Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross in The Social Network. Very, very big coincidence that those 2 movies came out in the same year. But same thing in terms of how that movie was pushing the envelope so far. Like, Tron Legacy was a visual masterpiece in terms of like really pushing visual effects to a whole new level in a way that really hadn't been seen, I would say, probably since The Matrix, honestly. I mean, visual effects throughout the 2000s were revolutionary, and the fact that almost every single big budget CGI movie from the 2000s looks better than big budget CGI movies that are released today is kind of insane to me still. But it's always at the behest of the franchise, because they're putting so much into each individual movie that as a result, I feel like they never quite catch on, because they're missing, I feel like, what it is that audiences are looking for. And the sad truth of the matter is that at the end of the day, unless you're something like Avatar and you're like James Cameron, you really can't get people with just like a really, really cool visual aesthetic, which at the end of the day is kind of all the Tron movies have going for them from a massive pop cultural standpoint, not for like the super fans like us. I think that's kind of why it is that every one of these movies and why Tron has failed as a franchise, even though the quality is still there for each individual entry. That being said, I love Tron Legacy still. That is still one of the best movies I've seen. And also, I give credit to Joseph Kosinski because Kosinski was setting that movie up to get sequels because, Mac, you're right, the Cillian Murphy character is the direct descendant of the Dillinger figure from the original Tron, and I believe is supposed to be related in some way to Evan Peters' character from Tron Ares. So, because Evan Peters is the modern day Dillinger. So they've always tried it being a franchise. It just doesn't work.
Well, you mentioned Hollywood. It's Hollywood, baby. How about Snow White, guys?
Oh, God.
Haven't seen it. Not planning on watching it.
Directed by Mark Webb of Amazing.
That's right, yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 2. Oh, my God. You know what? Snow White isn't, like, as terrible as we thought it was going to be. It's just more of, like, when I watched it, I was just like, why? I was just like, just why? I'm so sick of these live-action Disney movies, man. And they haven't learned their lesson because we're getting the Tangled live-action one, and you know, Lilo and Stitch came out, and that was better than
Lilo and Stitch made $1 billion.
That's true.
We are doomed. And now DreamWorks is doing the same thing with How to Train Your Dragon. Also made $1 billion. This is why we are only getting sequels from now on, ladies and gentlemen.
But
listen, we can complain all we want. The money speaks for itself, though.
Yep.
The money speaks for itself.
Yep. That being said, I will still be there opening night for when we get Avatar 4 and 5 in
2 years.
3 and 5 years, respectively.
Oh my God! You know who else is making money every year? Jason Statham making the same movie. How about A Working Man?
But he's been doing that for like 15 years now. Like, that's nothing new.
Did y'all see A Working Man?
No.
Listen, that man found a niche and he has stuck to it, and we keep going.
And it works for him.
It works.
It works for him. I will never ever deny the man. I'll always watch his movies when he does it with Guy Ritchie because he still makes good movies with Guy Ritchie, but I am never watching any one of those movies. Let me tell you something. Wrath of Man and Operation Fortune were awesome.
That's what I was getting ready to say, because that was my first movie post-COVID was Wrath of Man in theaters.
Good.
That movie's awesome.
It's awesome movie.
Beekeeper's good too.
What'd you say, Matt?
The Beekeeper's a good one too.
I'm the beekeeper.
Yeah, he's the beekeeper. But actually, I have a funny story to Beekeeper. So I'm from Massachusetts, and the town I'm from is from Springfield. In the Beekeeper, it says Springfield, Massachusetts. I can guarantee you that's not what Springfield, Massachusetts looked like.
Yeah, they probably didn't shoot it in Springfield.
They shot it in freaking London.
In Atlanta.
No, in London.
And there you go.
I'm like, I turned to my dad. I'm like, are they fucking for real right now? Like, this is not Springfield, Massachusetts.
No, but I mean, but listen, Hollywood movies have been doing this in time immemorial. That's the same as how, like, The Departed has the gall to claim that it's set in Boston. Meanwhile, I'm seeing multiple locations there where I'm like, motherfucker, I know that's the Lower East Side of Manhattan. You're not fooling me.
You dickwads. But, Working Man was not good. Another Jason Statham movie. Also, that same weekend, too, we had Death of a Unicorn, which I would feel like was a big disappointment.
So disappointing.
So I saw that movie early. I saw that at a test screening in 2024. And let me tell you something. When I saw that at the test screening, I laughed my ass off. And keep in mind, that was before the CG on the unicorns was even finished. So I don't know if that's what made it even funnier for me that way or what. But what I will say is I very, very much enjoyed watching it. I saw that movie as is like A24 kicking themselves for not getting the menu and being like, okay, this is going to be our version of the menu, but with unicorns. Did it work? Not entirely, but for what it was, I didn't hate it.
I thought it could have been more though, because I was like, "Oh, this looks like actually like fun, like actually pretty good." And I'm like, I was very.
The kills were great though.
Oh, they were good, yeah.
The kills were, when that fucking unicorn was playing around with Tia Leone's guts, I was like, yo, like what?
Also, I want to give a shout out to Blumhouse's film "A Woman in the Yard." I watched that with my mom. The marketing for that was just interesting because I was like,
she's just sitting in the yard.
I'm like, is she black? Does she not get hot in the black stuff? Like, these are questions that I need to ask right now. But
which horror movie of the last couple of years do you think worked worse? The Woman in the Yard or last year's The Front Room with Brandy?
I don't even. What the hell is that? Wow, I haven't even heard of that. Okay.
Oh,
hopefully
wait a
we
minute.
never will again because that
Hey.
shit sucked.
Randy was in a horror movie this year. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
He was in that?
Yes, he was at the end. He was a cameo.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
I remember that. Yep.
Oh, dude, you want to talk about a movie that completely misses the point? That was like,
Yeah, that's another one that I'm like, yeah, I heard the original sucked. Why would I watch this one?
oh no, okay. The original I Know What You Did Last Summer, I will not say it sucked. I'll say like it's charming, and just because it's a Scream ripoff, it's probably the best Scream ripoff we got.
Not
Even though
saying
it's
much because the
although
only good Scream ripoff we ever got was Scary Movie.
well, that's a parody. But I mean, like at least what I Know What You Did Last Summer was written by Kevin Williamson, who made Scream. So it's like kind of like I get the joke, but it's like it had charm to it, and then the sequel sucked. But it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna bring back Jennifer Love Hewitt. We're gonna bring back Freddie Prinze Jr. Make him the killer, which makes it so weird. Of like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you make him the killer? And trying to set up, and like this feels like it was like, oh shit, we gotta rights to keep with this movie. Here's I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like it was this year's version of The Crow.
Oh, okay.
It was just not good. I forgot Randy was in that movie.
Oh man.
All right, I gotta get something off my chest here now.
Go ahead.
I don't know which one I should go first though.
Minecraft. No, I'm joking.
we
Love to see
don't
Minecraft, man. Yeah.
We don't, please, no more, no Minecraft.
I want to talk about my man Paul Feig here, okay? And yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
dude, listen. Be careful. The housemaid was awesome. I will not hear any slander against the housemaid.
It is not about the housemaid.
Okay, good. I'll take Simple Favor 2 slander all day long. That shit was DOA. I could tell.
You know, I don't know what's happened since Bridesmaids, which I still think is one of the greatest comedies of all time. Dom, let's just go through this list here, okay? The Heat.
Oh no, I'm with you. I got you. The Heat.
Spy.
Ghostbusters 2016. Not ruling out Simple Favor. That's the
that
one
was great.
exception.
That was great.
Simple Favor's great. Last Christmas.
School for Good and Evil.
School for Good and Evil and Jackpot. Dude, I'm at a loss. What the fuck is going on with Paul Feig? I'm at a loss.
I will say this. I enjoyed Spy for what it was. I did. I thought I did think they went a little too harsh on Melissa McCarthy. I was like, this is getting a little too mean spirited. They made way too many jokes. I fully blame
Paul Feig for overexposing us to Melissa McCarthy and all the shit that we were.
I'm surprised he didn't do Thunder Force.
I'm surprised too, honestly.
That feels like a Paul Feig movie. That felt like a Paul Feig movie.
Perfect Paul Feig collaboration there.
But Dom, like, what, Matt? What has happened to this man?
I don't know.
What movie are we talking about now?
You know what I'm attributing it to?
Too.
Because who is he still working with? Who produced Bridesmaids? Judd Apatow. That's what I'm. This is a classic case. We have seen this many. Again, Paul Feig. Listen, when he was working with Apatow, again, Freaks and Geeks is their baby, not just Apatow. The two of them. So when the two of them are working together, you get some great shit. Paul Feig on his own, man, unless he's got a kick-ass book to adapt, man, not good. Not good.
Well, Dom, like another person, like Judd Apatow, he made The Bubble, and then he's just been.
Compare The Bubble to the rest of his filmography. The Bubble, to me, is his only miss. As opposed to Paul Feig. Look at how many times that man has missed.
That's 2 years in a row because he had Jackpot last year with Aquafina.
Yeah, exactly.
See, I don't think the movie's bad. I just think it's forgettable. It's a very forgettable film.
Either or. And look, he had The Housemaid, but again, I can't even give him credit for The Housemaid or A Simple Favor because those are both based on books. So he literally has source material to adapt from there.
And I don't think The Housemaid works if you don't get those committed performances either. Like Amanda Seyfried and
I agree. They understood the assignment. The performances, yeah,
they understood the assignment. Especially Amanda Seyfried's just
one of the best actresses we have working right now. Oh man.
I still have to see the Testament of Ann Lee, but
dude, it's funny. Testament of Ann Lee, if you're expecting the Brutalist 2.0, you're not going to get that. But what I loved about Ann Lee that I feel like everybody who saw it at TIFF kind of misunderstood is, man, talk about a movie that is really trying to make the case for a woman surviving past her own personal trauma. And man, Ann Lee has some fucked up shit that she goes through at the beginning of that movie. But it is really, I really, really enjoyed that movie a lot more than I feel like everybody else who saw it at TIFF.
So yeah, another Simple Favor. Why does the movie even get made? No one asked for a sequel.
Because Amazon paid for it. That's why it got made.
Actually, speaking of it, go ahead, Rob.
I was gonna say you could already tell the friction between Lively and Anna
Kendrick and Blake Lively.
Yeah.
Anna Kendrick saw all that shit that happened with Blake Lively on that movie that she did last year that I never remember the name of, and she's like, "Oh, I do not want to be near her or that at all."
Nope.
Fuck that.
I can't even tell you what
It
happened in
ends
the
with
movie.
us,
Now.
that movie.
Yeah, I can't even tell you what happened in Another Simple Favor. I can't even tell you. Like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna give a spoiler. I don't even give a shit. There's another
That's
sister.
okay. Nobody's
There's
seen
like,
this movie, and nobody
that
Oh,
sister.
you know the
That,
sister. What?
yeah, the sister that was like dead. I think, right, Dom? The sister that was
Well,
supposed to be dead.
that's what confused me because I read about the plot of this movie. Is they said that there was another sister that came in, but I'm like, but she already had a twin sister that she killed in Simple Favor. So was there another? Were they triplets? Like, did we miss something here? Like,
No,
what is going
I
on?
don't know. It's just white girls are just I don't know.
Man,
Also, shout out to
them
Amazon.
white women, man, you got to watch out for them.
They're crazy, man.
Shout out to Amazon because they also gave us G20, another gem of the year with Viola
Oh
Davis.
God,
You know,
that was the
I refuse
Viola
to watch
Davis and Anthony Starr one.
That was supposed to be like, hey, if Kamala wins, this will be the movie that's and they're like, shit. That it works.
Like,
It's like,
whoops. Oh, we gotta reconsider that one.
That's what it feels like. I feel like they made this movie like, okay, they filmed this last year. It's like, okay, Kamala Harris is running for president. Let's make this movie.
If she's gonna win, right?
Yeah,
nope.
she's gonna win. And they're
what
like,
do we do now, guys?
Damn it.
I hope that goes in the Blu-ray. And just the tagline at the bottom reads, "We thought Kamala was going to be president."
Well, it's weird too because it's like I love Viola Davis, I love Anthony Starr, and I'm like, you guys made them so boring to go up against each other. I was like, damn it. Also, in April too, I don't know if this one's like hated on, but I thought this was really blowing the amateur with Rami Malek, and you want to talk about someone else's career who's gone down since that. What the hell's happened to him since Bohemian Rhapsody?
Bohemian Rhapsody happened. That's what.
So here's the
thing.
He
won the Best Actor Oscar for a movie that he did not deserve it for, and it screwed him for his career.
So here's the thing. I've never thought he was like the world's greatest actor in the first place. I just think he's been great in a couple of things. Now, listen, I've heard he's great in Mr. Robot. I haven't seen Mr. Robot yet. It's on my watch list.
Mr. Robot. That is phenomenal. One of I think the most underrated show of the 2010s.
Okay, so I will watch it. That movie, I feel like could have been better had it not been. One of the factors that could have been better was replacing Rami Malek with somebody else because I just did not buy him grieving his wife. I didn't buy it.
No.
I didn't buy it. I think Lawrence Fishburne does his best to kind of carry this thing, and even Rachel Brosnahan in the limited screen time she has, I'm like, okay, I'm.
She was busy filming Superman. That's why they killed her off. So
exactly.
They're like, guys, we can only get it for about 2 days here. All right, we got to kill her off.
And then what is John Burlow just came for the paycheck? He really did. I don't know what he was doing in this movie.
I just remember seeing the trailer for this. I'm like, why are all of these people in this movie? Like, this is a movie. I got to check because there's a lot of people that are in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
This is a movie that starred. Hold on. Let me get this.
I think you got Michael Stahlbarg in here too.
Michael Stuhlbarg, Katrina Balfe, Lawrence Fishburne, Julianne Nicholson, Holt McElhaney. Like, how did they get all of these people for this movie? Like,
who do you think would have been better replacing Rami Malek in the movie? Like, who would you believe better in this role?
Me.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I can't believe I'm saying this. Did you guys see that movie Novocaine?
Oh
yeah, I would have.
Good fucking movie, right?
Yeah,
Put Jack Quaid in this movie in this part.
Yeah.
Jack Quaid was in 2 good movies this year, Companion and Novocaine.
Yes, he was.
I even said in my Novocaine review, I said that if we're gonna do another live action Max Payne, I think Jack Quaid looks like Max Payne that could work.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm fully on board with Jack Quaid.
I'm
fully on board with Jack Quaid.
I'm excited for his post The Boys career. I'm excited. Yeah.
Also,
I'm tired of him getting pushed around by Carl Urban on that show. I want to see him. Listen, I don't know about you guys. Novocaine was my #1 of the year for the first 3 months of the year. That's how barren it was the first 3 months of the year.
I remember because I think AMC was doing like those early screenings like the week before the film came out. I went and saw it. And I was like, shit, this is gonna be my #1 for a while.
Way better than I was expecting. Like, I expected to enjoy it just based on the trailer and like the scene where he had to like pretend to be in pain when the dude was like shooting nails into his knees. But I'm like, then I saw it. I'm like, this is even better than I thought it was gonna be.
Yep.
Also, this next movie, and I'll push it to you, Rod, that my friend likes and I hate it, and I know she's watching it. I hate Drop. Drop was not good.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I did not like Drop.
One I heard people either loved this or hated this one.
It is so stupid where I'm like,
also starring Brandon Slinnar from The Housemaid.
I was trying to be like, okay, First, I can forgive it be like, oh, an AirDrop. That's not an iPhone. That's a damn movie Android phone, first of all. Second of all, like, the concept sounds so stupid. And I'm like, come on, man. And I was like, I watched it. I was just like, what am I? Like, this feels so, like,
Megan
straight to...
Fahey, that's another one. Like, what the hell has happened with her? Because she had The White Lotus season 2, and then she was in this movie, and then she was in that Netflix miniseries Sirens with Julianne Moore and Dennis from It's Always Sunny and Supergirl. So, man, that's another one. I'm like, what the hell is she doing with her career choices?
I don't think it's these agents, man. These agents.
Yeah, it's got to be.
And she's been good in everything that I've seen. Like, she was great in Sirens, but yeah.
I thought Drop was fun. I haven't thought about it since, though. Like, I saw it and I was like, hey, that's... it came out, didn't it come out the same weekend as Hurt Eyes?
Yeah.
Was that the same weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Think so.
I thought Hurt Eyes was, by the way, underrated film from last year was Hurt Eyes. I thought that was
Hard
Eyes, not Hurt Eyes, Hard Eyes. I thought
Hurt Eyes.
Hurt Eyes, yeah. But Drop it's just one of those films. I was like, once I started catching, I was like, okay, I know where this is going. Okay, this is where it's going.
This
and then
once gonna be hot too.
Once the reveal started happening, what this actually is, I was like, shit, okay, this could have been dropped on Netflix. I don't really know.
It did get good streaming on Peacock, so I guess that's probably
on the cock.
Yeah, the cock. Yeah, she was on Drop and it dropped on Cock.
I'm telling you, if Peacock would solve all of their problems with subscribers if they renamed their streaming service the Cock. They would become the #1 streamed service of all of them overnight if they renamed it that.
You're not wrong.
All right, guys, listen, it's time. Well, real quick, do we want to even bother having the Jurassic World Rebirth discussion?
I will defend that movie. That was not bad. I think I was overrated on.
But, like, I feel like that movie was once again a demonstration of, like, oh, this franchise just has... It already had nothing going for it beforehand, but now they really have got fucking nothing going for it.
I think my problem with that movie was that I did not care about the family plot. I only cared about that.
Care about any of the characters.
No. I like the main plot of them trying to get the blood from the heart because it showed Garth Edwards' skill as a director from his... He does scale right. That's why I always love his Godzilla movie, and I love the creator. Like, the scene when they had the Brontosaurus, like, roaming around, that was awesome. That was the best shot in the movie. I did not give a shit about the family plot at all. Like, I only wanted to focus on that, and I was just like, other than that, I just thought, like, this is just like, well, this is better than Dominion, at least.
It's kind of funny to me, honestly, how this movie literally was just a better-looking Jurassic Park 3.
Pretty much.
That's literally down to, like, the family plot and everything. This movie was literally just a better-looking version of Jurassic Park 3. And, like, man, you want to talk about ScarJo is just coasting and just getting that paycheck. And you're right, the scale is good, but the problem is, and why I'll say that this doesn't really compare to Gareth Edwards' previous effort, because you're right, I do also really enjoy Godzilla, and I really enjoy the creator. And let us not forget, he is still the credited director of Rogue One as well. The script is just not there. And you can have as beautiful scale as you want, but if the script's not there, then, like, yeah, this was just ultimately just, this whole movie to me was just an exercise in futility, but it made $1 billion. So it shows that, like, oh, they really just don't even have to try with these movies at all. Now, gentlemen, let's have the discussion. I got 3 movies here that I'm going to rattle off. I feel like we don't need to talk about together because, like, you know, I didn't like that movie. I thought it was pretty obvious what that movie was going for. But let's have the discussion. The big 3 that really, I think, took this year by storm in terms of just the worst of the worst. First off, Eden. Sydney Sweeney, Anna de Armas, Vanessa Kirby, Jude Law, and Daniel Bruhl. Did you guys watch this?
That's on my watch list. So
take it off. Take it off.
I will say this.
Do a solid right now. This is a movie that promised us a Vanessa Kirby, Anna de Armas, Sydney Sweeney 3-way that never happened. It's basically a soap opera that takes place on an island where nothing happens except for them killing Anna de Armas and by shooting her in the head. And then they poison Jude Law at the end. It's literally a fucking soap opera on an island. Like, Ron Howard, what the hell were you doing with this movie? Like, I genuinely, like, I want to know, like, what the impetus to make this movie was. And, yeah, I remember watching it being like, this seems like it could be, like, cool. And then I came out of it and I'm like, that sucked. Like, just nothing happened in this movie at all on this island. Like,
poor Anna. You first you're a ballerina that tanks and now you get killed in Eden.
And let's not forget, also, her being Oscar nominated for a Razzie nominated movie at 22, Blonde. The Marilyn Monroe movie. Let's not forget about that one, boys.
All right, so
Yeah.
let me ask you guys this. I want to ask you guys a serious question about Ana de Armas.
Yep.
Because I do think she is a good actress, right? I do think she's a good actress. I don't put blonde on her. I thought she was actually good in the movie. The movie
I
itself,
agree.
is
I like
terrible.
her in Blonde.
And I loved her in Ballerina. Do we think she is a leading lady though?
No.
Seriously.
I don't know, because
Yeah.
the problem is that even when, so here's my thing, right? What's so interesting about that statement that you bring up right there is the fact that for all of the problems that I have with this movie that I described, Eden, she was the best part of it, and she was having a lot of fun. And her performance in this movie specifically reminded me of the movie that she was in when she like first started to get noticed. Not the movie that she broke out in, which I would say was probably it was between Blade Runner and War Dogs, right? Was when she started to break out.
Oh, War Dogs is so good. Thank you.
Which is
Yes.
awesome. The movie that she was in with Keanu Reeves, Knock
Knock
Knock.
knock.
Yeah.
For better or for
I
worse,
don't
that kind of ruined
necessarily. So
everything.
regardless of whether or not she's a leading lady or not, I just don't think she's been getting the right parts.
Okay.
I don't. She is clearly somebody who is very comfortable with being over the top, with being absolutely courageous, and with playing crazy. And she has not been getting enough parts that serve her talents. I think that's what the issue is. Because remember, too, when she played a sort of Bond girl in No Time to Die that just ended up being like a better assassin than James Bond, she was the best part about that movie.
I 100% agree. I mean, that's what got her Ballerina, was that
Yeah.
that 10-minute sequence she had.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
I just-
that's what I think it comes down to in terms of Ana de Armas. She's not getting the parts that serve how she functions best as an actress. Because also, as if to prove my point further, that movie Deepwater that she was in with Ben Affleck,
gonna mention
terrible movie, but she
Yeah.
was really
she
good
was
in it.
great. Yeah, she was great.
Yep.
Because that was also around the same time her and Affleck were, I think, were dating.
Yep.
Too.
Yep.
So,
Coincidentally, how Affleck seems to date every actress that he is in a movie with. Weird how that works out.
very weird. Very weird.
All right, so number 2, guys, let's have the discussion. The movie that we all thought was going to get Marlon Wayans an Oscar nomination until we saw it. Him.
Okay, him. I think him is a
Yeah.
little overhated on.
Really?
Yeah, I think him. It's more of a thing of like I think it's the wrong director. Like I think Jordan, when he lost the rights to weapons, I think he should have just stepped in and been like, "I'll do this as my next movie." Because I think like the concept of sports in horror, I think it's so interesting that it does never combine. But like there was something where I'm like, okay, there's something to this because I watched it on Peacock and I'm like, okay, this is not bad because I know what they're going for. Now, is it executed right? No, but Marlon Wayans, man, he is acting his ass off, and Tyreek Withers.
Marlon
too.
Wayans is good in it. Marlon Wayans is very good in it.
And Tyreek Withers, man, he has a good career because they both turned into great performances. But I feel like there's some seasons of the movie where it tries way too hard to be like, get it or get what we're doing. Wink, wink. You know the allegory of what we're doing. Yeah, I'm like, and I'm just like, damn. And Julia Fox, man, the only thing I remember about is when she white woman so hard in that interview. She's like, but what is the real man?
So my thing with him, Mac, is like I was enjoying this, and then the third act happened. All this random carnage started happening. I was like, where did this come from? Well, how did we get here?
Yeah.
What's going on? I think if you take out all that nonsense in the third act and do something, I don't know what you do differently, but Wayans is not the problem with this movie.
Yeah.
It is a script thing. It is a script. This is a script
this
problem.
was like one of the first or second movies that I saw coming back from TIFF, where I had already seen some of my favorite movies of the year, some of the best theatrical going experiences that I'd seen of the year. And I was ready. I'm like, oh man, we got him this weekend, and then one battle the next weekend. This is gonna be awesome. And I saw him, and I'm like, what? And I came out of that movie being like, what the fuck did I just watch? Like.
Yeah.
They tried to essentially have that movie be the Get Out of Sports, but have Ready or Not's third act. Like, what are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just a misfire. And then the big one, guys, the Oscar bait fail of the year, Wicked for Good. Let's have the discussion, guys.
So I did not watch it. I have not seen Wicked at all either.
Okay.
I did finally watch this a couple weeks ago just to kind of finish up my 2025 films I needed to see. So I'm going to say this, Dom, okay? Because I don't know what your thoughts on the first Wicked are. I loved that first Wicked movie.
I'm with you. Part 1 is great.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Everything I loved about part 1.
But there's a reason for why that is. But keep going.
So for me, the reason everything about part 1 I loved, it's gone in part 2. it's all gone. The charm, the music, it's all gone. I don't even, and I've heard the second half of Wicked, the stage play is not as good as the first half. I've heard that. And the entire time I'm watching this, I'm on the couch and I'm thinking to myself, this could have all been one movie. This could have all been in one movie. Just make it
better. You almost like you didn't need to make the second part.
They honestly don't. They did it.
They didn't. They really didn't.
There are moments that got me though emotionally.
Yes,
because of the performances. Because of the performances of
Jonathan Bailey, still great.
Jonathan Bailey too. But then when it's like the Wizard of Oz stuff when they're connecting, I was like, I don't really.
Cynthia Erivo is not happy with you right now.
What the fuck happened with Cynthia and Ariana? You guys remember how jacked Cynthia was in Widows? Like she looked like she could fucking punch a bitch in the throat, and now she looks like she's gonna spontaneously combust if I lightly brush.
Dude, I don't know what they were doing. Like, I don't know what they were doing
off Ozempic. Like what the hell?
What they had on set, I need some of that shit.
Oh man. But anyways, Rod, there is a very, very specific reason why. So famously, I have gone on record to say this. I am a massive, massive fan of Wicked the musical. I've said this on almost every chance that I've gotten to talk about it. I saw the original musical when it first opened in 2003 on Broadway, the original run with Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth. It's a core memory of mine. I remember, whenever me and my family would be on long trips driving down to Florida, we would listen to the Wicked soundtrack and all that. So I have very, very fond memories of watching Wicked. And, when I saw that they were doing the movie, I'm like, oh shit, they're doing Wicked. Okay, like, are they going to do this right? And I saw part 1 last year and I was pleasantly surprised. I'm like, okay, they honored Wicked. They got it right. It's never going to match how good the stage play was, but for what they were trying to go for with this, that I felt like In the Heights was almost like an audition process for with John M. Chu. I didn't really like In the Heights that much, but I didn't see the musical. I'm like, okay, they got it right. And then I realized something. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, Defying Gravity, Popular, Dancing Through Life. Those are, I would say, probably the 3 most iconic songs. All of those were in the first half of the play. And then I went back and I reread the summary. And some memories started popping up from the second half of the play, which I knew they were adapting into part 2. And I'm like, oh, wait, that's right. Part 2 is bad Wizard of Oz fan fiction / retcon. And then I'm like, oh, I remember not liking it that much when I saw it on the play. I remember being like I remember really, really loving the first half, and the second half, again, I was 6, so like there was only so much that I could like really but just being confused because I'm like, wait, so this is the Wizard of Oz now? Like, okay, that's a choice. And man, see it in the big screen without having part 1 as the prelude, just diving right into part 2. Man, that was a rough watch. So none of the iconic songs, none of the awesome feel. It's just some more padding out for screen time. Some blatantly stupid moment. The scene, man, I knew the scene where Bach became the Tin Man was problematic, but it was so much worse.
That was
watching
terrible.
it on the big screen.
Was it bad?
It's bad.
Forget the fact that because this is the Wicked Part 2 is happening concurrently with the Wizard of Oz, the fact that they have to bend over backwards in order to make sure that certain characters who end up becoming the characters that we knew from Wizard of Oz are in the right place at the right time for the events of Wizard of Oz to transpire the way that they do. It raises some questions as far as the retcons. And then you have the actual ending and message of the movie itself. You're like, wait a minute. So Elphaba fakes her death and runs away. That's the message of the movie? Like,
run from your responsibilities.
What? Like, that's what we're going for here? Like that? I'm just like, okay, like this is not good. This is not good. And this is even worse than I remember it. So yeah, Wicked for good. It's funny because it wasn't in my top 10 worst originally. And then when I was thinking about it, I'm like, and then our man Coleman Domingo, who is finally getting past the stupidity that he was forced to be in 2021 with Zola and Candyman, and is finally getting roles that befit his talent. And they cast him as the Cowardly Lion, who, again, that's the other thing too also is the fact that, so we obviously like the characters as how they're presented in The Wizard of Oz, but now within the context of Wicked, we like Elphaba because we find out that Elphaba was really the secret hero of Wizard of Oz the whole time. But now you have these characters that we like that are just being manipulated by the wizard to just hate Elphaba for no reason. It kind of drains away everything that we liked about the Wizard of Oz in the first place, which is like this classic staple of Hollywood history, So yeah,
he was like, you see that green bitch? Take her out.
Pretty much.
There is a reveal with Goldblum's character also.
Oh yeah, that one.
That was just like the biggest WTF of the. I'm like, what?
I cackled.
I'm sorry,
hard
what?
because you know what's so funny about that? So I remembered that when I saw part 1 last year from the stage play, I'm like, oh, that's right. The wizard is Elphaba's father. Oh, that I'm like, and I knew they weren't going to reveal that in part 1. And I'm like, okay, they're preserving part 1. This is going to be really funny when they reveal this in part 2. And the revelation itself was already ridiculous to begin with, but how they revealed it, it's kind of just like, oh yeah, this is a thing. And we're like, wait, what? Like, what is this plot reveal?
Yeah. Asinine.
Yeah,
absolutely
not
asinine.
good. Not good.
I guess I'll give my 3 last ones that are like the big ones in my opinion that are like terrible. First of all, that's funny because you know what's funny with Wicked? I didn't really hear that much buzz about it like I did with the first one because I think Zootopia kicked its ass too.
Yep. Zootopia came out like 3 days after and ate its lunch.
But the first one I'll talk about, guys, we did not mention Hurry Up Tomorrow with the weekend.
Oh yeah.
I started
forgot about that one.
Rod's excited to talk. It's established the weekend. He's someone who you need someone to control for whatever role he is in because he can't. When you give him freedom, it's scary because we saw this in The Idol.
Yep. Yes, we
and
did.
I love The Idol more than I love Hurry Up Tomorrow because The Idol's funny. This is just sad because literally it's just like,
do you want to fuck her? Do you want to fuck her? Come on.
Hurry Up Tomorrow is just literally like, hey, The Weeknd, you're a great artist. I'm just gonna read your song lyrics and just say how deep and impactful they are. And then it has the best. Although it has my favorite shit. Shut the fuck up! Like, shut up! I'm trying. I got calls. I need to go. I'm trying to be fucking nice. I'm gonna go.
Like, that's the only thing I remember from that movie.
I'm reminded here of the words of the great Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems. Go fuck The Weeknd. And well, apparently Jenna Ortega did not understand that was supposed to be derogatory because
I just did it. It was not good because like I was just like, what is this about? Because I thought from the trailers it was just gonna be Misery, but like music. But then it's like, okay, are you trying to be like saying is this like a therapy session for The Weeknd or something like that? And I was just like, oh my god, The Weeknd, I absolutely fucking hate it. Another one that I think deserves a bad one would be Megan 2.0.
Yeah,
that was on my list. That movie.
Well, that got the ball with this one because I liked the first Megan, I really did, but man, I don't know what the hell they were going for with this one.
They gave him more money, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
It's just like and completely went like batshit insane. They're like, oh, we get you love the memes of the first one. Let's just make it a superhero movie, not even a horror movie. And it's like it probably canceled the. We were gonna get a spinoff with like Claudia Dumet. Next year was called Soulmate.
Yeah, Soulmate, and they took it off the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
They took it off the calendar. That is undated right now.
It's so bad. I watched it because I love the first Megan. Like I think it's charming. It's funny, and I was like, okay, a second one. And I saw the trailer. I'm like, this doesn't feel like Megan at all. This feels like another movie. You just said, oh shit, we don't have a sequel yet. Put Megan on here. Like it does not feel like Megan would be doing anything.
Did this come out the same weekend as F1?
I think so.
It did.
Yeah. Also ate its breakfast.
Yeah. I mean, this felt like they were trying their version of Judgment Day. That's what it felt like. And it just I funny enough, I did watch this on Peacock and I was like, wow, thank God I did. Yeah, Peacock. And thank God I did. I had a nice nap watching this. This movie awful. Just awful. Everything because that first Megan movie is not great. We're not gonna sit here and say it's a great movie.
No.
But it understood the assignment. It knew what it was, and it had fun with it. All the fun back from that first movie, not here. Not here.
That first one was fun. I had a blast. When she ripped that one kid's ear off, oh man, I was with it. I took a sick day from school when that movie came out. Man, I had a blast. I had my Morton Williams food that I was eating in the theater, and I was having a good time with that first Megan.
Was that a summer release? That first one
that was a January.
January.
Oh my god!
That was a January release.
Holy crap!
My favorite part.
We can still get some good January releases. By the way, I'm how excited are you guys for Primate this weekend?
I'm seeing it. Actually, I'm seeing
tomorrow.
it.
I'm trying to see it tomorrow. I already have Dead Man's Wire lined up for tomorrow, but I might do a double release.
They
Is that
have
out this weekend?
yes.
Oh, shit, I might have to change my plans.
With Primate, they actually have.
Change my
They
plans.
I don't know what's going on in my theater, but I'm seeing Primate Monday at 7 because I'm seeing Greenland tomorrow. But like they
I'm
have,
not seeing Greenland.
I have to. I like Greenland, the first one, so I
Okay.
wanted to see the. But Primate, I'm seeing it in IMAX at 7 o'clock. Like, why is this movie getting an IMAX treatment? Fucking why not? We ball at 7 o'clock
There's
on a
nothing
Monday.
else because people
I'm
have
just-
already seen Avatar and Marty Supreme in IMAX and The Housemaid.
But no, like I remember my first part. My favorite part of Megan was that when she pinned Allison Williams to the ground, and she goes, "If everyone comes to this room, I'll rip your head off your neck. I swear to God." I was like, "Oh shit!" And then when she called to Emma's like, "You ungrateful little bitch," I was like, "Oh my God." I was like, actually, the person that was the body person that was that did Megan's like movement, she actually liked my review on Instagram when
Oh,
I came
cool.
out.
Oh, nice.
I was like, yes, awesome. But got the last one that we have to talk about. I saw this on vacation, y'all.
Oh man.
It's you.
Yes! Yes, here we are! Here we go! I've been waiting the whole stream!
Well, yes, kind of.
How could you,
Yeah.
man?
Could you, man?
How could you?
Guys, War of the Worlds. First of all, I didn't even know this movie existed until I was on Facebook.
Absolute cinema right here!
I didn't know this movie existed until I was on Facebook. They're like, they're making a War of the Worlds movie with Ice Cube. I go, what? And I watched the trailer. I was like, oh no. And I watched the vacation. I turned on the TV, so it was me and my two aunts watching this. And oh my God, the part when they saw the viruses taking over the planes and you saw the PS1 graphics that's going like haywire, I legit paused and we were laughing. All of us were laughing for at least 15 minutes. I had to rewind. It was that funny. War of the Worlds is one of the worst movies I've seen, but it's so charming because it's like, first of all, why the hell are you doing a screen life movie for an alien invasion movie? Like this genre only works for like thrillers, horror movies, mystery movies, not a full blown alien invasion.
Because Mac, this is not a movie. This was Ice Cube at home during COVID, bored with nothing to do, and he wasn't writing music anymore. So he's like, "What do I do? How do I keep myself entertained? I don't know. Fuck it. Let's do War of the Worlds. How do we do it? I don't know. Let's figure it out." And this is exactly what they did.
This has like such like a weird cast too, because like like it has like Eva Longoria, Clark Gregg, Andrea Savage, and like freaking Devin Bostic Roderick. So I was like, how do you,
that kind of all tracks for a movie like this, honestly.
and it's like it's funny
During the
because
last time that I saw Andrea Savage in, she was tapping Sylvester Stallone in the first season of Tulsa King.
the producer Timur, he's done these movies because he did Hardcore Henry and like Unfriended and shit like that. But he also did he's produced Wanted, Abraham Lincoln Vampire,
Classic bad movie right there.
He's done Ben-Hur, the 2016 one.
Things in here.
Actually, he directed
That is the
Ben-Hur.
preview, man. That was the height of like us just getting absolute shit on screen and us knowing it was gonna be shit just from the trailer.
But yeah, he's produced Hardcore Henry, Unfriended, Searching, Unfriended 2, Missing.
Searching was good.
Searching and Missing are actually the two best ones that he's done produced.
I agree.
But like, dude, War of the Worlds, I was like, first of all, it's funny because it's like it's all Amazon product placement because Ice Cube's daughter's boyfriend is like an Amazon driver. And the only way to save his is to get the Amazon drone to deliver a flash drive to the building, the FBI building, because Ice Cube's trapped in the Department of Homeland Security building. Or don't forget when his son was running, he's like, "Get out of there! Go! Get out of there!" Or he hacked a Tesla to get his daughter to safety too.
I can't believe this movie actually exists. This is how we know that we are living in that the simulation is broken. That we got a War of the Worlds movie with Ice Cube. That's basically just him watching screens the whole time and reacting to it.
I liked when this Facebook got deleted. He just yelled, "Fuck! Fuck!"
All right, so I haven't seen this. Should I just watch it just? To
I
see how,
honestly,
just for
I
how bad
would.
it is.
It is something where it's like I know people are like, oh,
It's
don't
so
watch
bad,
it.
it's good.
Yeah, you need to watch it. Like it is like the fact that it's free too on Amazon. I think that's even funnier because it's just like, can you imagine this was in theaters?
I mean, they needed product placement.
That's what you got G20 for, though.
Clearly, it's not enough.
So it's like we need two. Well, it's like, fucking oh no, oh Saddam. Someone in the comments.
Oh my god!
Oh no!
I can't even be mad at that. I can't even be mad at that. That's the funniest reaction I've ever gotten. And I just shaved my head today.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, guys! I think we gotta end the stream. I don't think we're gonna get much better than that.
Oh shit! I read that. I was like, wait, what the fuck? I gotta clip that. I'm gonna clip it and post it. Holy shit, man! Yo, that's crazy. Oh my
Oh
god!
man, I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad.
That's
Holy
fucking
shit,
crazy.
that's amazing.
Oh my god! Yeah, I was like, does Rod see it? And then you saw it, and then I saw it first, and then Rod saw it. I was like, I gotta post it.
Man, at the end of a worst of 2025 stream, happy 2026 to me. This is the best stream that we've ever
Oh shit! Oh my god! Jesus! Yeah, I think we could. Rod, do you have any these before we end it? Did you want it?
It doesn't matter.
Oh my god! We're fucking broken. Captain Bird, you win the comment of the night. You fucking win. Oh my god, that is like something I did not expect. Holy shit!
Guys, I haven't laughed that hard since I first saw the Rick James episode of the Chappelle Show.
Fuck yeah, man! Hey, hope you become a regular on the stream. We need that energy. Holy shit!
Oh,
But
man.
I think we need to stream like that. So I think me and Rod need to scream one punch while Don makes a piss.
You guys can scream the one punch. I'll just do the punch. I haven't actually seen the anime, but I get the reference. That's what makes it even funnier.
All right, Rod. 3, 2, 1. One punch!
I can't keep it together. I can't.
Oh my god!
Oh shit!
No.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I think we're gonna.
I can't do this.
I think we're gonna end it because we
Oh.
that's getting clipped. Holy shit, that's gonna be clipped on TikTok and Instagram. That is legit the funniest comment I've seen like of all time. That's like God. I wish there was like picture comments because if I saw the picture of One Punch Man, I would have like lost my shit.
Oh man, this is how you know that when the
God.
three of us get on a stream, there's gonna be some shenanigans.
It's not. Yep. Absolute shenanigans. Jesus Christ.
Like as soon as he said that, like the image
As
just
soon as you
popped.
said that, you're like, the stream's over. Stream's
No,
over.
like the image
Done.
just popped in my head of just One Punch Man. I just fucking died. I was like, oh my god. I was like, yeah, that's crazy. I was like, oh shit.
Hey, Mac, you know what it looks like too?
What?
I feel like they just took Century. They Century look like
Oh shit.
Dom, I cannot look at you the same anymore now.
Oh
man.
my God.
I can't.
It's like Wait. Imagine if I do like the head cocked to my side like this.
Yeah, that's great. I'm fucking sweating right now. Everything fucking hurts.
I'm getting a
Best
headache
live
from
stream of all
laughing
time.
so hard.
Oh, but
Oh
guys,
my
I
God.
think we're gonna end it. Oh shit.
Oh.
One Punch Man. Where can everyone find you at?
At Movie Nerd Reviews across all platforms, at Official Talk TV Podcast across all platforms, and on my new handles that I'll be starting at One Punch Man Official everywhere.
The Talking TV One Punch Man podcast. Ron, where can the good people find you at?
I don't know. Where can they find me at? My personal film page is set up on.
Listen, man, you just might. You just might. I never once considered before, but you just might.
Dude, if you showed
Oh,
if
man.
you showed up like
none of us
that,
be able to get through a stream because we'll all be laughing too hard.
if you did that and didn't tell us and you just joined, I saw you like that, I would have fucking just died laughing. There would have been a stream like 40 years of us just laughing our asses off. Oh shit. But links to these guys stuff will be in the
Yeah, you can find me on the Infinity Film Podcast and on Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to podcasts, and we're got a YouTube coming up soon. The Cinematic Artery. That's my film page.
Shit.
Holy shit!
You can make sure you sub to me on Back Movie Reviews. We're keeping on growing. Our next live stream, we'll have it soon. Don't worry, y'all. But make sure you check us out.
In 6 months.
Yeah, whatever I feel like. Now I will. My goal this year is not to have them like too spread apart. I want to do them at least kind of close with everyone's schedule. But yeah. But that's just
watch One Punch Man now.
You have to. I think you got some homework to do. Captain Birdseye, man, you won the night. I'll give you that. Comment of the night. I should start doing like a thing like comment of the night. That fucking wins that. But join us next time for whatever we do next, and we'll catch y'all later. Peace.
One Punch.